Yo, what up, guys? It's Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio, episode, I think it's 79. What's up, Mike the Glass Guy? We are here with Mark Tanner, Tim Huber, and me, myself, the T-Squeegees. So, yeah, man. Here, let me unmute you guys. I'll allow you guys to speak now.
My turn.
My turn. Hello.
Oh,
So, yeah, man. It's decided. Winter is here again.
It's decided,
dude.
Snow?
I'm snowing crazy right now.
Yeah. Snowing again.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh,
We got like 2 inches on the ground right now.
Dude, I've got a $3,000. Well, it's $6,000, but $3,000 in money coming. I can't do nothing. I can't do anything. It's killing me,
job.
man. Yeah, it's killing me, man. It's really putting a cramp on my style, dude. You know what I mean? I like to eat steaks and lobsters and drive Mustangs and shit, but I can't. You know what I mean? I can't live that Tanner life. You know what I mean?
Sausage and salt beef, baby.
Listen,
that's funny you say that. I had hamburgers and lobster because we had these lobsters, and my wife's like, "We got to cook them up," and I'm like, "What else we have?" And she's like, "Hamburgers." I'm like, "Well, it's kind of a different combination."
It was. She said you were having hamburgers. Your rich ass said, "No, we're having lobster." So she had to make it.
Yeah.
No, she's all happy because I fixed the seat on her F-150 today. So.
Oh.
Power seat, you know.
Huh?
You know, the power seat. We took that truck to camp, and there was a big cooler behind the seat, and my kids decided to see if the seat was strong enough to push the cooler across the floor. Yeah. So they backed the seat up, and it just stopped, and then like lurched one way, but it wouldn't go.
Oh, you're
and I'm
shitting
like,
me.
what the hell's up with that? Yeah. So I take the seat out and turn it upside down, dude. That I got a picture of it. I had to take a picture because it's something that I knew taking it apart was going to be a challenge to put back together. And basically, it's like it's got a motor and then almost looks like a speedometer cable that drives worm gears. Well, It just totally tore those in half. And that's when I realized somebody was fighting with the seat to see if they were stronger than the seat. Then it came out that they slid the cooler across the floor with the seat. So it was like $185 for the motor. And took me about 3 hours to get the old one out. My arms are all beat up and cut up from it, but you know, it was.
That's
fun.
always a pain in the ass, dude.
Yeah.
Taking with your car. I noticed in your last video, Tim, that are you driving the F-150 still?
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
What's up? Did you like replace any body panels, or are you just riding dirty right now?
It's dented in the bed and yellow taped up onto the taillight or the headlight. So yeah, I'm planning. I'm gonna try to buy I want to buy like an 05 to 08 F-150, probably in May.
I've got a 10, man. Get a 10. I'm telling you, you get a 10 or better, dude.
I like
dude,
those
they're
bodies.
cheap. But the one that I've got, the year that I've got, man, you can find them cheap now and well taken care of, dude.
Yeah.
The one I got, it was very well taken care of, and then some asshole backed into it.
I'm gonna buy because I gotta get Joey one too. So we're gonna get a couple.
I still got a Ranger. I've got a '97 Ranger with like.
Dude, have you seen the new Rangers?
Oh yeah,
I cleaned up.
Jennifer wants one.
Yeah, man, they're pretty. You know that. The thing I don't like.
Flex.
The new Ford Ranger.
Leo,
you know
Go ahead.
How the 150s and the 250s they cut the door sill down by the mirror.
Yes.
You know, they didn't. I like the way that looks, and they didn't do it on the Ranger, which really surprised me because now it kind of looks like a Toyota or a Chevy.
Dude, it would have been super sweet if they would have just made it a mini F-150. That would have been fucking gangster.
Yeah,
right. Those F-150s those new ones are sick.
Yeah.
I know guys like Chevys, but man, those fucking
give me a Raptor.
Chevys. I mean, listen, those Chevys, those Silverados look just like F-150s. It's like. They went over to Ford and knocked over one of their engineers over the head, their design engineers, and then stole him away in the middle of the night. Make our truck look just like theirs. But not as cool.
No. Look, they finally, on some of the Chevys, put round wheel wells in them because they haven't figured the tires are not square. Yeah. You know? And so they rounded up the wheel wells, which made the truck look better.
Yeah.
You know, they're just, look. They're trying to copy what's selling, and the F-150 has been the number one selling truck for 40 years. 40 something years.
Well,
Sure, there's that.
the Triton's just easy to work on, man. 5.4s, they're easy to work on. They're easy to point out what's wrong with them because they all go bad in the same areas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you never want to change the
Well,
spark plugs on one of those.
No.
It's a 5-hour process.
Yeah.
My the company I used to work for, same motor, Clearviews, in that truck that we had, and we ran it. I'm not bullshitting you, for almost 4 days with no oil in it. No oil in it, and when I mean ran it, I mean like 8 hours a day cleaning windows.
Yeah.
It kept getting hot, and we it just so happened to get hot to where we get to the job, and I'm like looking at my buddy Jeremy, and I'm like, hey man, you know. Don't you think the truck's running over here? He's like, I don't give a fuck. It's not mine. And I'm like,
Oh.
I'm like, yeah, but if we get stuck out here somewhere, that's my time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
finally, we're getting ready to. I think it was a Friday. Yeah, it was a Friday morning. We're getting ready to go down Route 2, which is a highway, and we get off on the on ramp, and we're starting to cruise, and then the truck just stops. You know what I mean? Just so we pull over to the
Right.
side of the road. Call a tow truck. The boss takes the truck to my cousin's shop, and the mechanic there, starts going through it, and pull the oil plug on it to see, and there's some shrapnel, a little bit of some fine metal, some metal flake for your paint later.
Nobody was home.
Nobody was home, and well, anyways, John calls his brother Jeremy, the guy that was in charge when I started working there, and he's like, Jeremy, he's like, what? He goes, you know how much oil I had? He goes, you know how many quarts of low this truck was on oil? And Jeremy's like, I don't know how much. He goes, a fucking gallon, a whole gallon of oil, Jeremy. You're supposed to check the oil, Jeremy. That's your job. Like John John had a checklist.
Yeah.
So once a week we had to clean the truck out, check. We had to sign it that we did it. And I cleaned the truck out, the cab and the bed, and Jeremy was supposed to check the fluids and shit. You know what I mean? Because he's the money man. You know what I mean? So he's got the card. So he never checked that shit. Hey, and I'll tell you what right now. They put oil in a new filter in that truck, and I shit you not, I ran that truck for another 4 years when I'm working by myself with summer help. I'm not kidding. Made some money with that truck. Ford's a good truck, so I don't care what nobody says.
I'm just such a stickler for maintenance.
Right.
Like one of my Super Duties holds 16 quarts of oil. It's an expensive oil change. That's 4 gallons of oil, and the new one takes 12 or 13. And it's $100 just in me doing it myself to change the oil in them, But like when that light comes on and says change oil soon, and I set it at 90%, it's going down within the next day or so. I just such a stickler for maintenance. But I knew a guy, an old farmer. Dude, he had a new Ford truck. You got to hear this. He had 230,000 miles on it and never changed the oil. Never, not once. What he would do is, it was up to burning about a quart and a half a month. He'd add a quart and a half a month. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dude, this thing's got to be a sludge pit.
Did I tell you that story? Is that why you're regurgitating it?
No, I know.
My grandfather had a van, a Dodge van.
Yeah.
That he never went and took for an oil change. What he would do is it would go low and all, he'd just add to it. And once every 2 months, he would climb underneath it, stick a screwdriver in the
filter.
Spin it off while oil was running out, screw it back on over top of a pan.
Yep.
Screw a new one on, and then add whatever was lacking. He would never drain the oil out of it. You shouldn't do that.
No, well, this old guy told me, he says, every time you change your oil, it costs you, between $50 and $100, depending on what it is. He goes, you know how much money I've saved? He goes, the truck has 230,000 miles. What do I give a shit?
Right.
I mean, that's kind of the way to think, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm just, dude, I mean, I get nuts with the maintenance on my vehicles.
That 97 that we had almost 600,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
I'm at 310 right now.
Really? Yeah, dude. Yeah, we ran the fuck out of that truck, man.
Right.
And you know what? When the guy bought it for scrap, he drove it to the scrapyard.
Yeah.
Somebody followed him. He drove that, and that's not, I'm not making that up. That's the honest God's truth. I'll verify if you guys need me to verify. The dude drove it to the junkyard. Yeah. It was that fucker was a runner, man. I
got a front end problem I got to deal with.
Well, you know, the thing is,
that's about the only thing wrong with my truck is the front end.
Yeah. I restore the older Fords. The 73 to 79 is my favorite body style. And every one of them that I've bought of recent are at 98, 100, 125,000 miles. And they're wore the fuck out. They're done.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just everything in the suspension. Everything is worn out on them. Okay.
Right.
But like I have an 11 F-150 that the wife drives. That has 160, maybe 160, 165 on it. And I mean, it runs like a champ. It ain't wore the fuck out.
Philip Alexander said that he fucking let the old oil run into the sewer. What a fucking what a super conscious guy. And just to think, there's probably a million dudes just like that. Like, fuck it, I let it run out in the road.
Somebody else's problem.
My 90s Ford F-150, I'm afraid to change the oil. I know once I do that something going to break. She don't get used to as much, but she's my baby. I had 2 Fords, a Ranger and a 150.
Dude, let me tell you something. The Ranger, I've had 3 or 4 Rangers in my business. And the first one was a regular cab, 4-liter stick shift. It was a blast. The thing was all over the road in the rain. You know, it was a 4-liter short bed Ranger stick shift. Right. Then I got a super cab or extended cab because there's no room in the Ranger, you know. Right. That was a 6-cylinder 3-liter automatic, and it was a pig compared to the 4-liter stick shift. But they're the best trucks for route work, you know.
Oh, that Ranger that I've got is just, you put $20 in gas in that fucker and run forever.
Yeah.
Especially if you keep the oil changed and keep her tuned up nice, that fucker run like a champ, like a top.
Yeah.
It's got some bed issues, you know what I mean? The bed's kind of gangster leaning a little bit, but you know.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. I blew a shackle, the leaf spring right through the bed. I came off a 8-inch curb. I came off an 8-inch curb with my water fed pole, the cart in the bed. You know, 2 24-foot ladders. I had a ladder rack on it, a toolbox. I had all my gear, and I just come off that curb and it's real blues. Just shit. What do you call them, Mark? The shackle. The
spring hanger.
The shackle just collapsed
in the back, right? In the back.
Yeah, the shackle just blew and went right through the. Yeah. The spring hanger. All right, whatever.
Spring hanger.
Mark.
But y'all probably have rust issues.
No idea. It's crazy. That's probably why you call it a spring hanger and not a fucking shackle. It's a shackle.
Well, shackle goes in the front, but the spring hanger's in the rear. But I bought a truck, a 78 250 4-wheel drive that my son and I were going to restore, and when we got it home, I took the front bumper off and started tearing into it, and on the front cross member it had a receiver hitch, you know, like you would plug in a tow for a boat, you know, and people that can't back a boat up sometimes mount that shit in the front so they could look like a fucking idiot putting their boat in the water. Look like a fucking asshole. Did you drive backwards the whole way to get here or what?
I've never seen anybody do that here.
Yeah, they do it here because Floridians don't know how to fucking drive. Right? So I'm like, what the fuck is this receiver welded to the front cross member? And I'm looking at it, and then you couldn't put a receiver hitch in it because it wasn't deep enough, you know. And then I see by the front spring shackles these brackets coming down, and it took me a while to figure out. And then I found a hydraulic lever. It was a plow truck at one time from up north.
Oh, okay.
I did the history on the truck, came from Pennsylvania, and it was wore the hell out because of pushing a plow.
Well, like I can tell you right now, I know my cousin. He's got to almost replace his entire front end after a season of plowing. You know, everything's fucked up. You know, everything is fucked up. Bearings, rotors. You just got to go through it all. It's plow will beat the shit out of your truck for sure.
I'll tell you a cool story. When we disassembled. Good old Seth Byers.
No. Somebody is their name is Mom Jeans.
It must be Seth. But when we disassembled that truck, right? We were knocking the rust off the frame, and I sent it out for blast. But I was sitting there looking in the frame, and because I'd seen something shining, and I had to reach in there with a real long pair of needle nose pliers. There was an assembly line wrench that was obviously manufactured by Ford for getting the bolts inside the frame, because it's almost impossible once the frame is, because they pinch weld it together in that area where the engine is. It's boxed. Okay. And I sat there with the pry bar and a pair of needle nose. I got this wrench on there. It was deteriorated about 50%. When I cleaned it up, it had the Ford markings on it. And so it was a piece of history to me, because it's probably from 1977, because the truck was a 78, sitting inside that frame, you know, for 30 plus years, driving all over.
That's cool.
And I've got it hanging on my board. Yeah.
My aunt works at the Dearborn plant, and my truck, my F-150 that I drive now, was assembled there. You know how cool that is to know that my aunt had something to do with putting that truck together. You know what I mean? And I got a buddy that works up here in the Lorraine plant, and or Avon or whatever the hell it is up there. He works up there, and he had a part in the truck too. That's cool. You know what I mean?
It's all Honda around here.
Yeah, lots of Hondas. Honda's got a factory down there, correct?
No, that's what I'm saying. All the factories here, and then they got all their sub factories are all through Columbus.
Like the Honda truck, that's a car with a bed. That's not a truck.
That handsome window man. He borrowed my pants and never gave them back. I have some coupons in the back. That's going to be
That's gotta be.
So stupid, man. Fucking guys are retarded, man. I'm tired today, dude. I'm so tired. We did the little cornhole pitch thing for the Humane Society today. You know, I had to go out and represent some Clearviews and throw some pitch some cornhole. You know what I mean? How we do it up here, cornhole, and
nice.
Yeah,
did you do it outside or inside?
No, it was inside. This place is inside. Yeah, it was a really big bar. It's called the Rockin' Horse Saloon. It's a really big place. It's like an event center more.
Man, you see they got that Major League cornhole thing going on ESPN and shit?
Come on, man. I'm a horseshoe guy myself. I just did it because my old lady is really into it. She loves animals. You know what I mean? So
horseshoes cool. Cornhole's yuppie. You know?
I'm not too much of a cornhole guy. I throw horseshoes because I'm a man, so that's what I do. Manly shit like toss horseshoes. I don't
horseshoes are a lot
like Tim and Bon Jovi.
Hey, horseshoes is a lot of maintenance, brother.
Dude, we have a horseshoe pit.
I'll give you that, Tim.
Yeah,
we have a horseshoe pit at our camp, and before we put sand down in around the thing, those fuckers would bounce. Dude, have you ever caught a horseshoe to the shin?
Right? Yeah, it's not good. Well, it's got to be some red clay and then some sand. You got to mix it together.
Yeah,
and that's
we don't have
perfect.
red clay here. We got sugar sand. It's called sugar sand. It's sugar sand. It just hits and it's.
You should be able to buy a bag of clay. Easy.
Yeah, no.
Go be in a pussy.
They put.
Yeah,
you spare no expense. You spare no expense on your 4x4, sir. You are the richest man in window cleaning, proved by meme once again. Because I seen that meme Tim posted of you. You're definitely the richest man in window cleaning. You had a mink coat on, sir.
Did you say, did the license plate say to OWC?
Yeah, well,
Tanner's sponsoring us.
Tim's got all that Scooby-Doo money coming in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ruh-roh raggy.
Let's shake down. Throw it out.
Scoop!
That Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed, the fart scene in that movie is the funniest.
Dude, I gotta tell you right now, I'm a little disappointed in you the last couple of days, man. You ain't really been bringing the thunder. I've had to step my game up, man. I've had to step my game up on the farts.
I'm so
you know what I mean?
haven't figured out Voxer as much as you guys yet, because I haven't heard half of it.
Dude, it's so awesome, bro. He's got the notifications turned off like a fucking dickhead.
Yeah, but Messenger would send it to me instantly, so I'd either accidentally hear it or say, "Oh no, it's 4 seconds." I'm not that
Dude.
one today.
Do you see the text I did? I think we need to get Josh involved because that fucker looks like he could definitely drop some thunder.
Yeah. And he's like going to the gym and shit, so he's like doing protein bars and shit like that.
Right.
Oh,
I'll tell you what. I pity anyone who stands behind him.
So
guys that don't
ahead.
know that, I mean, our daily messenger that we talk to back and forth is called the Fart Diaries.
Yeah.
Because I have
1.1.
Yeah.
No,
well, this is
the one in
1.1.
Voxer, the one in Voxer is the Fart Diaries 1.1 because we're
Right,
assholes all the time. We're even assholes in private.
It's new and improved, and it smells worse.
Yeah.
I get every single one of their farts daily. Well, probably not every one of them, but the ones that they have time to record, I get them every single day.
Yeah.
Dave, I heard you lick any hole. That's why you're the window licker. Jesus, bro. That's terrible.
My goodness. Who's that, Mom D's again, or what? Who's starting to
Oh,
play?
my God. Hey, listen, Mark, we will be in Orlando, Florida for a week, Wednesday to Thursday. How far away?
Orlando,
Hopefully.
200 miles.
Yeah. Woo.
200 miles.
Mark Tanner, he dodged
Phil.
a bullet.
No, well, who's we, Phil? Who are you going to be with? The family, the wife? Who are you bringing? I mean, I'll make a trip and meet you somewhere. We'll hang. I got the Phil. By the way, Ledger Tool showed up, so thanks for the quick shipping on that, buddy.
Yeah. I got 3 ledgers from Jacob Dell. Jacob Dell finally made good on his promise of sending me a ledger. I thought I was only going to get 1. He sent me 3. He
Really? Sent me one, too.
Sick, dude.
He sent me a swivel one, and then he sent me the one that's like kind of bent in 2 spots. And
Yeah.
then like a 6-inch, I think.
Yeah.
So that
That's
was
awesome.
pretty nice of him. Yeah, that was pretty nice of him.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
I need to send John his Gunslinger, man. I got to really get that out. Thinking of
Fuck
which.
John. Fuck John Smooshy Hat, the Freedom.
Bring him on.
Hey, this is John the Freedom.
Squad
wife-
life. Squad
My
life.
wife
Squad
and her
life.
family
Squad
have
life.
a car. He's going to meet you halfway.
My wife, her family, I have a car. Meet you halfway. Aw, are you guys gonna rub? I want to see. Is somebody?
Yeah,
if there
5.5 footers.
Yeah, 2. Hey, listen, we've got so you guys have to bring at least someone to take a picture.
Yeah.
It can't be a selfie. We need you standing next to your truck, the both of you, because I know your truck is. I just want to see Tanner next to his truck so fucking bad, like his actual truck. I know we have that goof picture that Rob made. I want to talk to Rob here in a second, but that one picture of you standing in front of that big SF. I want that picture, but in real life, because I believe, although you're not that short, you are still gonna be like really teensy tiny next to that
I'll
truck.
tell you something funny. My old Super Duty that has a lot of lift on it. It's got 10 or 12 inches on it, and when I walked up to it today, the bed, like the top of the bed is over my head. That's how high that fucking thing is. So the roof is like almost 9 feet high.
Can we get a picture of you and Phil back to back?
Yeah.
Just see who's taller.
If you sit on my shoulders, we don't need a Poe.
Dave wants to talk about electricity. Why do you want to talk about electricity, Dave? That electricity job, that transformer job, was that you that boat? No, it might have been someone else. I've seen somebody.
Look at Seth. Seth Byers is on 2 accounts at the same time. He's
trying to act like he's not.
Yeah.
Mom
Who's
jeans.
high pitch?
Who's high pitch, Eric? We're slick. We're slick to that shit, son.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
My favorite is one of my favorites is when they when they used to ask Beetlejuice fucking math questions. That shit used to.
Hey Beetle, how tall are you? About 6 foot. Hey Beetle, how tall are you? About 4'2". How much you weigh, Beetle? Like 340 pounds. Hey Beetle, how much you weigh? I don't know, like 12 pounds. Beetlejuice is the best, man.
How did he die?
Beetle's still alive. No,
Is
Beetle's alive.
Is he still alive? I
Yeah,
thought
he's
he
alive.
died.
No.
Died.
Hank the dwarf died.
Oh,
And
cool.
Eric the midget died. But
right.
Beetle's still around.
Beetle's still around. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, my brother in the Air Force, he went to a bar where Beetle was doing dwarf tossing. Dude, he goes, that little fucker is like 3 foot tall. On TV. He's like this big.
That's great.
Where Tanner goes, where men can feel giant, like they're giants.
Yeah.
Walks in there and he's the big chauff. I'm the big chauff.
I'm Josh today.
Yeah. Yes, we are Transformers. We're posted by... the Transformers were posted by Dave. Dave has got a job of some windows, some second-story windows, guys. It looks like the Transformers, the power lines, the Transformers are like a sidewalk's width away, like a standard commercial sidewalk's width away from the windows. Should he water-fed pull them, or should he ladder them, or should he do anything with them?
It's like 15 feet for every 80,000 volts, and I wouldn't do it. I have a college library that has high tension lines, and they're about 15, 18 feet from the building, and I won't even do them. I won't do it. My guys drop it. They put ropes over and drop. It's only 3.5 stories, but we ain't putting no pull up because the wrong wind. I ain't having none of that.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't even fuck with it, to be honest with you. I'd let some guys gonna be like, dude, I can't believe you left that money on the table. That's why I'm gonna run you out of business.
I want to go home at the end of the day.
I don't. Cool, bro. Yeah. I guess I'll suck forever. But I'll be alive. So, Beetlejuice is the man. Me and a friend of mine years ago contacted his manager to get them to fly out to Michigan and party with him. It was like $400 an hour. I wish I had the money.
Dude,
that would be fucking sweet, dude.
We should have brought him to Kansas City.
No, we should bring him to the Outlaw Jamboree, dude. That would be sweet. Dave, I saw that picture, bro. I wouldn't even, what's up, Jonathan? I wouldn't even fucking...
We definitely need to find
it's too risky, man. Yeah, we definitely need to do that. It's just too risky, man. Contrary to popular belief, there are no non-shock poles out there, dude. So even if it has deionized water, some guys like, well, if it's deionized water with no particulates in it, it's not conductive. It's an insulator. And I'm like, so are you seriously gonna get on the fucking internet and try to just not even? I get what you're trying to say, but why are you saying it? Yeah. I mean, cool, it's an insulator. There's some scientific evidence. But why would you tell somebody or post that in a group saying that it's an insulator, so it should be fine? How do you know that, dude? You don't know that. There's metal fasteners on a fucking water-fed pole. I mean, how much more? You know what I mean? Come on, man.
There's one guy getting killed, and that claim's going out the window. You know what I mean?
If you really have to do the windows, you can get your power company to blanket the lines. Okay, someone's got to pay for it. They'll put insulation blankets on the lines for 10, 12 hours. Okay, it's not going to disrupt power, and you could lean a water-fed pole on an insulated blanket. Not that you would do that, and you're safe. Okay, that's the only way to do it because, you know what I dislike about electricity? You can't see that shit coming. Right. It just fucking lights you up.
Dream Chasing asked, will electricity also jump 12 to 15 feet if metal shards are accumulated in the rope over time?
Well,
I'm sure there might be like a metallic dust. Right?
Yeah, there is aluminum. The aluminum bars and the racking bars does wear. The stainless really just kind of grooves, and I think you've got a lot more chance of it being aluminum. But I've never heard of anyone, anything can happen.
Not to say that it's not possible. Yeah, anything can happen.
But, like window cleaning ropes are like Dacron and nylon. There's multiple different layers to them, none of which conduct electricity.
This is why we need somebody like Draper on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if it's wet, that's a whole other animal. But look, you just err on the side of caution.
At all times.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Jeffrey Green?
Jeffrey Scott.
Jeffrey Scott. Yeah, it's Green Safety, isn't it?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Jeffrey Scott. Search him out. He'll set you. If I was gonna do high rise and shit like that, that'd be where I'd go.
I wish that was around when I was learning.
I would, you know what I mean? If I was to be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna get into it would be cool. Like, there's like 4 or 5 buildings in my area that I could probably swoop right up if I did that. You know what I mean? Instantly. I know I could swoop them up. I just don't do that kind of shit because I'm fat. Nope.
No, if you're making money the way you're doing it, dude.
Yeah.
People get into high rise because they think it's so much more money.
Yeah, it's just cutthroat as commercial here.
I think it's that.
Yeah.
I think it's that, and it's I'm a badass. There's also that, like, I'm a badass.
Yeah. When I started doing it, I thought it was a lot more money than it actually is. A and B, I did it for the thrill because I'm like an adrenaline junkie, or I was. So that's part of it, and the challenge of it. Okay, and look, it is a nice check when it comes in, and it is competitive, but. And anytime you're doing something not a lot of other people want to do, it's an easier market to get. But, like, we have buildings in downtown Palm Beach that people go, oh, we have a black glass building called Darth Vader. It's a minimum of having 6 to 7 high-rise guys on it at one time to get it done in a reasonable amount of time. Mm-hmm. And most high-rise guys, I think Kaz would agree, the best buildings in high rise are the ones, they're not necessarily high rise, you could consider them mid rise, but the ones that take 2 or 3 days. Anytime you got a job, like my guys were on a 10-day job and they're now 15 because of the wind, right? So you still get the same money that you would have got doing it in 10, and now it's 15. So you got another 2 guys collecting a paycheck on that job. So it just instantly drags the money out of it. So like I've said, the jobs that are just out of reach of the average window cleaner are the ones that you make the most money on. Not these, unless you have a crew of 20 guys,
Yeah, right.
And I don't. Not interested in that,
Right. So I'm sorry to interrupt. Your last podcast, you were saying people in Dayton don't know how to water-fed pole? Don't know what a water-fed pole is?
No, here in Columbus, I mean, they're just not a big water-fed pole. They're not. Water-fed pole's not big around here. We only have like 1 or 2 companies that specialize in water-fed pole. And I mean, they have their niche, but a lot of people call us in and ask. First thing they ask is, "Do you power wash windows, or do you do it right with the squeegee?"
Yeah,
because they don't want the people that power wash windows. They're just not educated. It's just not a normal thing here. You know what I mean?
If the building has a history of traditional window cleaning and they were always happy with it, and someone came in with a water-fed pole that can do it cheaper because it's less time, and they switched over, and the guy's not proficient at it. Let's just not say good or bad. Let's not compare them. But if the guy's not proficient with it, and they tend to see some more spots or some rundowns that they didn't used to see, but they're saving a few bucks. A lot of people, I've picked up a lot of jobs that the first thing they ask is, are you going to use that big brush with the water? No.
Yeah.
Do you have a problem with that? Yeah, we had bad experiences. And then you can go in one of 2 ways. No, we're going to do it traditional. Your job is priced that way. Or let me try to bury the other guy because he supposedly didn't know what he's doing.
Right.
I mean, look, no offense to Phil, but I saw that 72-foot pole out there that you pointed out to me, T. Look, my eyesight's not good enough to look up 7 stories into corners and edges to see if they got clean.
I'm not with it.
yeah.
I'm not with it. I think 3-4 stories is probably good enough. That's, if anything outside of 3 or 4 stories, I'm not even, I just call a high-rise guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can get a lift to do 4 stories. That's my limit. That's about all I'll go. Water-fed poles are usually 3. So I just, it is what it is.
I agree.
That's just my... 100 foot is the limit. Listen, man, you're smoking the most crack, bro. The most crack.
Yeah.
I love you, buddy,
how do you get pressure up there, man? How do you even get pressure up there?
You can't stop it.
Yeah. Phil, just keep selling those pillows, all right, buddy?
Yeah. Good Lord. Like I said, I love the dude's. It's cool. I'm not into I don't get the 72-foot pole. I don't get. I understand that there's like like a dick measuring contest to see who can make the most gigantic water-fed pole. Hey, I saw 4 of them, 72 have 4. Good for you, man. I'm not, hey, man, maybe those dudes are super good at it, but I see the video I seen of the video you posted, that whoever it was using that 72-foot pole. I can tell you right now that fucking brush is coming off the glass up and down that fucking stroke. So You know, all you gotta do is watch the video. Watch the video. Watch the video. The brush keeps coming off the glass.
Phil says his hog is 1 pound. You have a
Hey, you got a 1 pound hog? Are you? You're not gonna try to sneak that on Mark, are you?
Yeah, it's gotta be at least a foot long, right?
I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying those guys. I'm not saying those guys are not doing a good job or anything like that. Just from my observation from the video, it looked like the pole. I mean, didn't it look like it? There was so much flex in the pole that it was kind of bouncing off the glass.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's just you know.
Yeah, man, it just, you know what? If you've ever extended any pole up above 50 feet or even 250 feet, take your pole tee and put all the extensions on it.
I've already done that several times.
It gets frightening. You're looking at this thing going, it's just going to come apart at any minute, like a giant javelin.
I've used every section that I have fully extended a couple of times this year, and it's just an unwieldy beast.
You know, like I
mean?
said, if you got an entryway, a couple panels of glass.
Yeah, that's one thing. But if you're
ain't using that all day.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. Come on, bro. I don't know. It's easy for me to say because I don't pay a whole lot of money for lift rental, and Mark's towing one around. You know what I mean? So it's easiest for us to say that. But just from my experience, it just doesn't seem to work very good.
Yeah.
I'd say 3.5 stories, 4 stories. That might be the limit. And I'd much rather be on the lift if I'm doing anything over 3 stories. It's just my personal opinion. You know, it doesn't have to.
I was in North Palm the other day, and when I worked for a guy, we used to do this building, and I want to say it like you guys know where it is, you know, but we used to chair the job with a roof roller. And I saw the other day the local fish guy was doing it with water fed, and it's probably better part of 45 feet. And, you know, it's one of those things where you see it so you make a U-turn and park across the street and giggle for a while, you know. But I'm like, I went by 3 or 4 days later, and they were still on the job. And we used to do it in 2 days, you know. So I don't know what they're getting for it, but I mean, I couldn't imagine doing 45, 50 feet for 2 days straight, 3 days straight. Man, you got to be done.
Yeah. There's that, I don't know if you guys, some of the guys seen that job I did this past fall. There was a lot of video on I put up of it, and Outlaw Window Cleaner Group, bunch of pictures and shit. That's like 3 stories in like 4 or 5 sections. There's 3-story glass. And we did it with the water fed pole. And, you know, I did that for 4 years by myself, that whole place on the outside.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Another thing is, when you're 20, 25,
man,
you could run back to the truck. Yeah, but you could run back to the truck.
40 in June, baby. No,
yeah.
I mean, have you ever
watch
seen,
what happens now.
Have you ever seen Sexy? This, I mean, goddamn. Oh, man, boy.
I gotta back up. Wait a minute.
40 ain't never looked so good. You notice Mark's table, the camera's starting to rise in front of him right there. There's a reason for that. Old pump jacks under the desk there.
Yeah. Oh, Woodrow.
Yeah.
I'll be 44 on the 22nd.
Fucking A, brother.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Where to go?
Start thinking of that exit strategy again, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Well, you got a pretty good thing going there. I know that you're kind of hanging on to what you're hanging on to because you're trying to get it protected before you let it loose.
Yes.
But once it's protected, man, I think what you've got going on there is going to be, I mean, who better than you to do that? You know what I mean? Right. Especially as far along as you are with it. You know, I think that's...
though? I got to say this. I'll just put it this way. Due to recent events, I'm scared shit, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, but yeah, look, I was, I looked at a job Wednesday or Thursday I took pictures of it. It's a 113-foot yacht. The guy's a race car driver and a drag car driver, and they used a product on the glass from CRL. Now CRL manufactures window frames. They make glass polish. They make every window gaskets. They're a huge distributor. 90% of the glazers. Well, I shouldn't say 90%, but a lot of the glazers.
I've seen that.
CRL,
I've seen that label and stuff on shit everywhere. Yeah,
they're huge. They're huge, and they make a spot remover, which is an acid base, and there's a black windows as you could see on the yacht. They put it on in the sun. They streaked up the glass, and the yacht
what
captain,
would possess you to fucking put acid on a fuck? I mean, it's got gel coat. A gel coat, right? A finish on it. I mean, why would you do that, dude?
That boat is $19 million.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck, dude?
It's 4 months old. It's only 4 months old.
Yeah, this ain't the fucking storefront at Little Caesars. You know what I mean? This fucking dude. What the fuck, bro?
Yeah. Well, what happened was the owner of the yacht was coming in this weekend, and he's like, and this referral came from another window cleaner. Actually,
it's like, please help me.
No, the window cleaner went there to see the problem. They called him, and then he immediately called me, and he goes, "I can't touch this." And I'm like, "Well, tell me what they used," and nobody knew at the time. And then I went and showed up, and they showed me the bottle, and I'm just like, "You should throw this shit overboard," And we polished up a section from it, and I'm going to end up doing the job. The problem is the boat, it's on a dock. There's a dock right there, and the window's like 4 foot up from the dock, and the boat is rocking. So you're trying to polish it, and the boat's moving, But he says, just do a sample, and if it comes out good, you're going to save my ass, because the owner's coming in, and he's going to ask what happened when I show him what you do, that we're going to be able to fix this problem without replacing these windows. We'll be good to go. And then, dude, the floodgates open. That's the nice thing about it, was like the captain. The captain's all going. There's a big meeting area there's like 50 yachts there, right? It's a club. And so you could get a stack of business cards and put them in there, because all these boats have issues with their glass. I've never thought of the marine industry but it's an untapped market. You know what I'm saying? And he said, once I polish that up, dude, they're coming out of the woodwork. Can I have a card? 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 I'm like, looks like I'm moving into the marina for a while. But and dude, you could probably squeeze a little more out of a man that owns, a 110-foot yacht than some ass clown that burned his window on a ranch-style home,
Yeah. My interest in it is solely scratch removal, solely that. Just because in my area there's a lot of dum-dums, and I see a lot of fucked up glass, scratched glass, a lot.
Yeah.
And it's all razor scratches, all of it's razor scratches, every bit of it.
Yeah.
Can you do something about this? My windows are all streaked. Now, those aren't streaked. What do you mean they're not streaked? They're not streaked, dude. Those are scratched. Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing I can do about that. I can clean them for you, but that's some scratches, son.
Yeah.
So that's my interest in it, But Mark's.
But you know what?
Mark's a bitch. So.
I would say my experience is there's, at least where I am, there's more money in stain removal because there's more of it. People will live with a scratch, but when the whole first floor of a building is stained, that's where you can make a lot of money, because you're there. We don't have a lot of graffiti tagging here, unfortunately, but I get some mirrors. All the major malls, I do their mirrors. People go in the bathroom and scratch up the mirrors, shit like that. Right. But like one place I do, I can get him mirrors through the glass guy that I work with for $50 a piece. I charge him $50 to fix it, and I go, let me just get you another mirror for $50. He goes, get me a mirror for $50, then go fix that one, and when they get it again, I'll switch it out, and then you take that one to your shop, fix it, and bring it back. And so it's like a constant rotation. Right. Like once a month, I take one of those mirrors out of there, and I'm like, and you can't put cameras in the bathroom, so they don't know who's doing it, but
right.
Listen, I can tell you this right now, just an observation here. I don't know how many people out there have watched Lady and the Tramp. Have you ever watched Lady and the Tramp, Mark?
Long time ago.
Do you remember the beaver with the muzzle that used it as a log hauler? That every fucking word he said he whistled? That's who Mark Tanner reminds me of. Every time.
I'll have to look that up.
Every time.
My face is gonna be
Hey, it works swell.
Is it short? Is the thing short?
Yeah. He's a little
okay.
dude, and you
Right.
whistle when you talk. You don't realize it. Your S's turns into fucking whistles like you're whistling for the dog. I don't know if Mark could be any more slack-jawed yokel. You know what I mean? I don't know if he could, dude. He's not even a regular Florida dude. He's like a Florida hillbilly, if that's even a thing. You know what I mean?
Well, Florida's a very
Leonard
diverse state.
Skinner, yeah!
No, you go to North Florida, dude. It's like
Let's
Alabama.
go mud bogging. We're going to get on our bikes. I need a snorkel on my bike.
Yeah. Well, look, Blackfoot came from North Florida. Skinner come from Jacksonville.
Yeah, but Blackfoot only
know.
had one cool song, dude.
Highway Song, Train.
Yeah.
They were big overseas, though. You know.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that
Yeah,
album's
so
good.
is
It's only one.
Hasselhoff. That don't
It's
mean
only one
anything
album, though.
overseas.
Yeah.
Strike. The album Strikes is the best one.
Yeah, but that's the
Strikes.
only one, isn't it?
No, they have a couple. There's
You
several
sure?
albums.
Blackfoot?
Blackfoot? Yeah.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, they have a couple albums.
I
They-
need
they
proof. I need proof.
You're not allowed to
Look
ever
it up.
make fun of me and Bon Jovi.
Jersey's
anymore.
last
Bon Jovi comes
podcast
from
was
New
great.
Jersey.
I've
What does
never
that
I've
tell
never
you?
listened to it.
Bruce
I
Springsteen
refuse.
comes
No, I'm
from
just
New
kidding.
Jersey.
Yeah, it was
Frank Sinatra comes from New Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah,
Come
it wasn't
on.
a bad podcast. I liked it too. Don't ask me what it was about because I forget. Suffering, succotash. No, listen, man. I'm telling you, this dude reminds me of the Beaver from Lady and the Tramp. He can fucking try to deny it, but it's the truth, and he knows it.
Oh God.
We got an older guy at my local bar who talks like Mark. He's known as Whistling Bill.
Shut up, Seth.
Whistling
Put your
Mark
mom
Tanner,
down.
baby. That's what
Yeah.
that's your nickname, Whistling Mark Tanner.
All right, got it. I've been called worse.
Whistling
Big
Mark
Daddy
Tanner. Yeah.
That's all good in the hood.
He's whistling because he's so tight. All that money he's got, he's like
No,
fucking tight.
dude.
No.
It's like a funnel, you know. Being
Listen,
in
this
business.
fucking guy. This guy.
no,
if you
yeah.
bring up
Just
money
funnels
around
the
Mark,
money
he like fun. He's doing this
Funnels
right
the
here because he
money
wants to
in.
choke me.
Yeah, no, yeah. No. Business, and it's all relative, dude. Business
yeah.
is a funnel. You just got to keep putting money in, and it's pouring out the bottom, and hopefully
Right.
you can keep putting it in faster than it comes
Right,
out.
right,
you know?
right. That's true for sure.
I mean,
No.
dude,
You
I'm
wanna-
not.
You wanna
I'm a,
put it in less than it and have it come out quicker, right?
yeah.
Is
yeah,
that what you
yeah,
meant?
yeah. No, dude, there's been times in business, and I know we've all been here, and I'm just honest because I admit it, where you're wondering how we going to make the payroll this week.
I'm
or-
right there right now, man. I'm
yeah,
there right now.
I mean,
I'm there
dude,
right
there were
now.
times a few summers
Spring can't
ago.
get here quick enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, my wife's like, I haven't taken a paycheck in a month, and I'm like, what? What?
Yeah. It's just you
Yeah,
know,
but
it's tight.
yeah.
It's just that time of year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just that time of year.
It's
It's
just
almost
that time
over
of
though.
year. It's almost over. Yeah. I've set up three of my first three big spring jobs, and then one winter job. That caulk job, I'm probably gonna get a lot of it done. Not this week, but next week I'll probably get a bunch of it done. I'll probably get a maybe 4, maybe 5 days. Hopefully, I'll get out of it. If I hope.
ladder
weather-
job, you got to ladder it.
No, what, that caulk job? Fuck you, son. That's all lift, baby. I'm gonna have the
Yeah.
nifty the nifty 45 hybrid down there.
Yep.
Yeah, baby. I like
Easy.
that nifty. And what's nice about it is when the diesel engine's running, the battery's charging. It's
Yeah.
the shit, son.
Mine doesn't have a diesel. Mine has a gas motor. But dude, you grow a little bit. I'm sure that your cousin will be hooking you up when he's ready to buy a new one. You know?
Oh no, he trades them bitches in, son.
Does he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
I mean,
what
he's
every
gonna get-
5 years.
Yeah, he's gonna get a better deal out of them than he'd ever get out of me. I mean, if I wanted a tow behind like you've got, I could probably
Yeah.
get one of those from him.
Yeah.
But I haven't
Yeah.
seen the
Dude, that drivable shit. You got to have a trailer. It's
Well,
crazy.
he's got
man.
he's got a nifty tow behind now that's got a fucking an electric
Tracks?
motor on it. No, an electric motor on it that you flip down onto the tire and you can drive it.
It has those rounded spikes, and they claw
Yeah.
into the wheels. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that? And it has a joystick. Does it
It,
work? Good?
it works pretty good, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, 'cause-
I mean, it's not like driving a lift, but if
Yeah.
you're moving, I mean, you could set it up and boom around because it's got a really nice boom on it, and you could stretch it
Yeah.
out, and you're good. But
Yeah.
when you're ready to reposition it, it makes it a lot easier than driving a truck through and tearing the yard up. It's just
Yeah. No, you're right.
It's a lot
That's
easier.
That's like a $7,000 option that I didn't get, and I kind of wish I did.
Well, it's a cool option to have, but the only problem is it's not like you could move it around like you would normally a regular lift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's still
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing a lot of moving, then you just want something you could drive. You know what I mean?
See,
but if you're just doing it in a couple spots, you're good.
Yeah. Mine will fit on a 4-foot sidewalk, and the tires hang off a little bit. But if you're like, I'll usually have 2 guys with me, and we'll push it. Once you get it moving, it'll roll down the sidewalk. But God forbid that thing goes off the sidewalk. Get the truck.
About it. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it does that right there, and it moves through the grass relatively easily. I mean, it's not as difficult. I was like, man, this thing's barely gonna go, and it fucking, it scooted right along. I was like, oh, that's
drive
pretty cool.
it from the basket, or you walk beside it?
No, you got to walk beside it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
That's cool. Yeah.
Mud Falcon. I don't know what that means. Sounds. Tim, do you ever use denatural alcohol with caulking spray on the bead and it comes out perfect? We have done 6th floor building. I mean, he is Tim and I am TJ. I am TJ. He is Tim. This guy over here is Tim. Tim's not doing the caulk job. TJ is. I don't even understand. You got too much chocolate vodka. Too much chocolate vodka for Philip tonight.
Have you checked your messenger?
I haven't, and I don't use. I use an old caulking trip. I use trick. If I have to, if you're doing some caulking and you don't want to pull out a big glob of caulk to put Baccarat in it, all you gotta do is spray it with some mineral spirits, wipe it down real good, and that caulk will stick right to it.
Yeah.
That cack will stick right to that. It softens her up, makes her nice and clean. Out of denatured alcohol. What messenger? The Facebook one?
Yeah.
Oh, that shit gets... fucking Philip Alexander. It's like he makes a new Facebook every day.
Hey, Phil, I got a friend request from you. What's that all about? I thought we were friends already,
Yeah, I just got a friend request, too. It's like, dude, how many fucking Philip Alexanders are there?
Yeah.
All you gotta do is save the fucking password, dude. You fucking keeps making... This dude's got like 40 fucking Philip Alexander profiles. It's kind of crazy, dude. Like, I literally have... Let me see here.
He's got a bunch of YouTubes too, don't he?
Yeah, I am friends with 5 Philip Alexanders. What is up with that, dude?
5
Philip John Alexander. Now I have 3. Then you must be deleting them. Why would you have 3 Facebook pages?
I wonder if Phil actually sends friend requests to himself.
And replies to himself. Like he has like Phil argues with Phil on Facebook. No, my pose better. No, my pose better. No, my pose better.
That's flashback Phil.
Yeah.
I don't think you can merge them, Phil.
Need to merge them. No, you just need to delete them and just, start over in life.
Yeah, just use one.
Whichever one has the most friends, keep that one, delete the rest.
Right.
Because trust me, all the people that like you have already
Listen.
What?
Yeah, trust me, Phil, you're not flying in under any radar.
Yeah. Nobody's going to miss you, dude. Like, there's guys out there that are searching Philip Alexander's once a week to block them. You're good, dude. I believe in alternate universe. Holy fucking shit.
Fucking Phil. Gotta love
fucking
him.
Phil,
He's in the middle of a
man.
flashback right now.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Shots fired in Phoenix, Arizona. Sales at 11.
We're the worst.
Yeah, but
So
we
does
love
anyone
Phil.
does anyone have any questions for the podcast tonight? There's let's see here. There's 28 people watching. We got Philip Alexander, Dave the Window Licker, Seth Byers, Henry's Window Cleaning. Whoa!
Henry, what's up, buddy? We should get him
Richie
on.
Blue, as always. Bill Jordan, Jersey's watching. from WCR Nation podcast. Check that out. I'm shouting him out because he's always watching the show. It's not because what's his name? Chris Lamborghini sends me a paycheck or nothing. He just sends me free
I got mine
posts.
yesterday.
Yeah, did you? I just get free shit from him. He sends me free shit all the time. He sends me gas money. He pays my truck insurance. He's a good dude. Bill Jordan's watching. Dave Decker, window cleaning. Shoot, mug. It's a lot. Jason Lehman. How Bigfoot get in here? Jonathan Graham. Yeah. Oh, man. Jason's not doing a lot of talking tonight. I think he's upset with the show topics. I think he was expecting Phil and Darnell should hang out. Does your butt still hurt from the hot cocoa? No, man, Big Squeegee. Hey, listen, dog. I thought maybe I would be in pain for several months, but no, I will tell you this. I'll be completely and totally transparent with you guys. If you go watch my Choco Challenge video, I'd appreciate it. Give it a like, give it a share. Dude, I can assure you the next day I was in super bad shape, like real bad shape, man. I was in bad shape, dude. Every time I shit, I'm going to be honest. Every time I moved, my bowels moved, I had to take a cold shower. That's all I'm going to say. It was absolutely the most, dude, the eating it part it sucked for like maybe 45 minutes. It sucked. But the next day, it was 8 to 9 hours of excruciating bathroom visits. It was unbelievable, dude.
The only thing, dude, I think you should have ate half of that. You put that whole... Right.
No, the Choco Challenge is you eat the whole square, bro.
Yeah.
You either go hard body karate or you're a short-ass dude your whole life, like Mark Tanner. I am a real American. You know what I mean? I fight for the rights of every man.
Yeah.
Eat your vitamins, brother.
Yeah. Coming to
you guys don't have nobody watching knows how close I came to when I started flexing to the fucking Mentos drop, and I almost dropped the Mentos and went full pose down, took my shirt off, just let my titties jiggle. I was about to go hard body karate, son. Well, dude, I thanks guys for it being. I know everyone. Jennifer and the kids, they were in the fucking kitchen and shit while I was doing it. They were dying laughing because they heard me. I'm sure if I took the music off, I had to put music underneath it because you could hear them laughing at me. It was so bad, dude. It was so bad. I'm like, oh my God, this is so bad. It was bad, dude. The next day was terrible, man. Tim's next. All you gotta do is order the chocolate bar, do the Choco Challenge, man. It was for a good cause. It was for fucking prostate cancer research. That's dope. Some of the proceeds go to that. It's dope. Buy one, do a fucking video and share it. Hashtag Choco Challenge and fucking burn your butthole out. It's awesome.
We should share that link on the Facebook page, right? Should share it. I'll do it. Yeah. Does anyone else use the 3x5 postcards as business cards? I started using them only when canvassing, and I've been getting better response because people save them in the office over a regular business card. I'm going to tell you right now, when I order, I just do Vistaprint. I know guys got these print businesses and stuff. I just make my own, upload it, right. They send it back to me, done. I got an answer for that. My old man, before he passed away, he was cheap when it came to certain things.
Yeah.
He didn't believe in spending money at no print shop, right? So he made up, on his computer, it was a quote sheet, and you'd get 4 of them to a page, and it was obviously like the size of a postcard. Mm-hmm. And it had his company name, phone number, and it said window cleaning quote, and it said weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, and he would and a phone number on it, and he would take that and he'd walk by dirty storefronts and he'd just write a quote together. And I'm like, but you didn't fill it all the way out. He goes, I want them to call me. They're going to say, is this real? How much? What am I getting for this price? And to answer your question, a card that's bigger than a business card, if you put business cards in storefronts, they get those every day from the locksmith, from janitorial companies, from pressure washers, from people selling something outside the realm of cleaning services. They fall on the floor. They turn the lock and they let it go on the floor. But if you put something like a postcard, they're generally going to pick it up and look at it. They might throw it away,
Yeah.
But like those quote sheets, and I asked my old man, do they really work for you? He goes, sometimes I get calls 6 months later and say, is the price still good? Well, I don't remember what the price was. Let me come by and look at your store. They held on to them for some reason. They weren't fancy. They weren't color, but they grabbed attention. So I could say this, postcards are probably be something that's going to grab someone's attention. And that's what you want to do when you're canvassing.
I buy the postcards and the business cards together. I buy the postcards twofold because I send my customers a spring reminder. I make another set for summer, you know what I mean, around before the 4th, you know what I mean? Like, around June, I'll send out another batch. Like, hey, don't forget, motherfuckers, because once I get busy, that's it. I don't want to hear no crying, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like,
dude,
my window stuff for the 4th of July. I know it's July 3rd. Can you come here now? No, bitch.
Dude, I had a window cleaner go into a couple of my buildings with a brochure, like a 8.5 by 11, 4-page color, all sides laminate. I mean, was.
What's up, Craig?
There's no way he didn't pay $30 or $40, maybe $5-10 a piece for these things, and he was handing them all out. And one of my buildings goes, here, I want to see what your competition's doing, and he hands it to me, and I look through it, and I'm like, that's nicely done, but I'm still here.
Right.
But again, they got his attention. He held on to it,
Right.
Yeah. I just think the postcards are just, they serve many purposes just besides being a postcard. You can use them as reminders, and then if you, whatever you order extra, you have extra you could use to sell jobs. You know what I mean? It's easy.
Dude, you know what my buddy Mike used to do, and then he changed it, but I'll tell you what he first started doing. He'd go to like the dollar store and buy those little spray bottles, like this big, and he'd fill them with dollar store cleaner like Windex, and he had labels made of his company name and everything. And he'd just walk into a dirty store and put it on the counter and walk out, wouldn't say a word, right? And I'm like, well, what's the meaning behind that? He goes, every time they grab that spray bottle, they're looking at my company name. He goes, you know how much work I've picked up like that? Well, then he got into an issue because someone complained, there's no warnings on this label if some kid drinks it or something. So then he used to fill them with gumballs. He put gumballs in the bottle and drop it off as a courtesy gift, because you can't, unless you choke on a gumball.
You can eat gumballs, yeah.
Right.
You can choke on a dick, but you don't see them putting dicks in them.
That's right. That doesn't stop people from sucking on dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm using broadly to add all my clients. Dude, I don't know why I bother reading that fucking Philip fucking Alexander mumbo jumbo. I don't even know what he's saying.
You know what though? I am gonna drive to Orlando because that man's a puzzle. I'm gonna try to put some pieces together.
He's a puzzle wrapped in enigma, dipped in horse shit, sprinkled with crazy dust. That just so happens to make super awesome water-fed poles. It just so happens. It just so happens sim poles are pretty gangster. Yeah. I think hopefully not this week. This week we're going into now, but next week I'm hopefully I'll actually be able to get a sim pole out and try it.
Nice.
Hoping. So we'll see.
Nice.
Port City window cleaning. I just lost a job today to Bob Bucket with their Winderex. Oh no.
Bob Bucket.
I don't lose jobs to Bob Bucket and Winderex. I'm too gangster. What you should do is get a different color gloves, Ben. You should get, instead of wearing green, because your gloves don't match your company shirts, you should have black and red gloves, not black and green ones that you fucked up, man. Now Bob Buquet took your job. It's all about the gloves.
Bob matches.
Yeah. Bob always matches, bro. You got to step your game up, man. Hashtag Pooslacks. Hashtag Free Richie B. Yeah. Yeah, baby, yeah. You guys are no help on this podcast tonight, man. I'm having to do all the talking. You suck at life, bro. Especially podcast life, son. Man, dude, I wish my shit would be bigger.
When did Phil say he's coming to Orlando? I had to back that up.
He didn't say. You'll have to look. I'm sure
When
he'll
did
be more than willing to tell you again.
when did Phil say he was
That's why I
putting
like
his
him.
trad pole on the market?
Yeah, he's still trying to dick that up.
Oh, come on, Phil.
He's still
4'8".
trying to dick that up. Just
4'8", 4'12".
4 foot pieces. That's all you need. Put them together.
Yeah.
Done. Jesus. What you need to do is measure the square root of the earth, and then measure the distance between you and Uranus, and then that's how you come up with the perfect size poo for Chadwick. We're discussing whatever the group would like to discuss, Craig. This is kind of our free-flowing show. We don't do topics. This isn't how to clean storefronts 101. This ain't it, player.
You notice that trad pole conversation turned into a, why would I buy that when I could take the top of my water-fed pole? Oh, okay, go destroy $1,000 pole washing a $30 storefront, stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Don't make sense, does it?
makes sense to me.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Have you filed your complaint with the FTC? No, I have not. I don't know how to. Hurry up, Phil, because we going to have to buy the other one before we see how yours works. Yeah. Trad 4.5 by 3 got it. Sure, buddy. I'm sure you do. It's gonna be telescopic 3, 4, 6. It's gonna be kind of crazy. Space times milestone. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've asked some people to, if they would like to ask some questions. If there's any questions that anyone has, I would tell you to write an email to asktsqueegee@yahoo.com, but you fuckers don't do that, so eat a dick.
Henry,
so.
Henry, I'm the same way. Unger pole for life. There's nothing going to sway me.
Unger pole for life.
But when do you try this thing, man? It's really that nice.
Yeah, dude.
It's
I don't
nice
know.
pole.
Listen,
It really is.
It's not a secret. I'm an Unger guy. That's not a secret. Yeah. You know what I mean? The only thing I don't use that's Unger is a fucking Sorbo channel. So,
dude, I showed that pole to. I had to meet my high-rise guys on Friday and give them their Saturday pay, and one of them saw it in the bed of the truck. I'm like, "What do you got there?" And I took it out and showed it to him. And poles are an issue in my company. My guys use Home Depot poles because I originally gave them the Garlac poles, and they lost them, bent them, ruined them, everything. So I'm like, go buy your own fucking pole. Right. So then Mike says to me, he goes, man, that thing's really nice. And I'm like, well, I'll tell you what, do you want one? I'll get each of you one of them. And he goes, well, how much? That looks expensive. I go, it's expensive. And he goes, well, how much? And I go, well, $200. And he goes, $200. He goes, nah, I think I'll pass. And I go, really? I go, it's a fucking badass pole. He goes, you almost kicked the shit out of me for losing a $50 pole. What are you going to do to me for losing a $200?
Yeah. We got a question here from Jason Lehman. Jason Lehman asks, how long do ropes last in your experience?
We change out ropes. Realistically, every 2 years you're supposed to get rid of them, whether you've even used them or not. They're date coded. We will go 2 years on ropes. And if they're, frayed or anything, they won't last. They'll get shut down. Like I buy ropes by 600 footers, so if they get a fray at the 100-foot mark, they get cut back and turned into a lower rope. But 2 years,
Jersey WCR Nation says he'd like to know what all of our hobbies are, if any. My hobbies include bathing nude in the sun. I like to read. I used to be an avid gamer, not so much anymore, but I used to, and maybe here and there I get into gaming. I like podcasting, for instance, is a hobby. This is just a hobby, the podcasting. Yeah. YouTube is a hobby. I like editing videos and stuff. I like messing with music. I used to like to build models. I just don't have the time. Eventually, I will there will be a train, a scale train set around the perimeter, model railroad around the perimeter of my house. I would like it to just ride through the top 8 inches of the ceiling, just ride through the whole house. That's what I want. Yeah. I've always wanted that. That will end up happening. I'll probably start to do that after I retire. You know what I mean? That way I can enjoy it when I get older.
Rule.
Yeah, I love trains.
Yeah.
But outside of that, how about you, Tim? What are your hobbies?
Well, this obviously, and then I'm adding golf. We're adding golf once a week this year.
I'm such a bad golfer.
I haven't golfed in 2 years, man. And I used to golf like 100 rounds a year, and I just want to get back into it a little bit. Get some kind of exercise, you know.
Right.
Get out there. Plus, it's guys, you know. You're out with the boys. You're drinking your beer, having a good time. And my wife's letting me do that once a week, so.
Craig Hensel wants to know about the coffee shop, or coffee stop in Newark. Did I see correct that Tim slings coffee in the winter?
Yeah, that's my buddy's restaurant. He just opened.
Yeah, he's helping a buddy out.
Yeah,
actually, Tim, you actually helped him build the place out too, didn't you?
Yeah,
and you were there all year last year doing that. I remember.
Found the location. It's just an awesome little spot. So
I got
they had a couple servers out for the winter. They had a pregnant girl go out. She had a baby, and then they had one server have foot surgery, so they're short staffed. So I've been in helping.
So is this like a breakfast and lunch place?
Yeah, it's just breakfast and lunch, man. And it's just busy all the time. Like I'm not, and they're small. They're only 1,500 to 2,000 square foot restaurants. 50 to 70 seats. Yeah. But they just push. I mean, just turn after turn after turn after turn.
Man.
Mark, here's a question. Here's a question for you, Mark. Glass Realms asks, thoughts on DI with carbon sediment / sediment filter only, no RO due to budget. Thanks. What are your thoughts on that, Mark?
I ran that for years, for a lot of years, depending on your TDS. The carbon's going to remove you don't really need a carbon filter for DI, because carbon just removes chlorine, and chlorine really doesn't affect DI resin too much, especially if you exchange your tanks out like I do. Right. So really it's a hit or miss on the carbon, or even a sediment. But I did that for 10 years, straight DI, and every 1,000 gallons I was turning the tanks in and getting another set for like $80-$90, and it was a moneymaker, and it was simple. So I'm all for it. If you don't need to, once you complicate things with pumps and filters and everything else, it becomes cumbersome. It becomes maintenance. It's like pressure cleaning. I know that pressure cleaning is always something going on with it. So I mean, and sure. The hydrocarts are great, and a lot of the new systems are great, but you're never going to get the flow that you do out of anything but a straight DI, man. That shit'll shoot 20 feet.
Right.
So yeah, man, run the DI.
Craig says he's going to come down there and visit you, Tim.
Well,
You'll have to go west to visit. Just hug the lake shore. Come get on Route 6. Hug the lake shore to come see me, Craig. I live west. He lives south.
Yeah.
Golf is fun, but golf for me is like I'm just chasing something. I'm just fucking terrible.
I took lessons years ago and stuff like that. So I mean, and I just have. If you play baseball, so you have that natural baseball.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, you're gonna hit the ball. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh
It's just getting it to go straight's the only problem.
Yeah, that's my main. I'm always going this way. It always fucking goes right every time.
Slow down your swing. Think about your swing and just do shot for shot, and you'll be fine.
Right. You wear those gay ass Caddyshack clothes, Tim?
Nah, man.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Tim. I know.
I got
Tim
Nike
does.
golf shorts I wear.
Listen. I know Tim dresses like a fairy on the golf course. Look at those glasses. He's out there. He's got his pink polo on with his shirt tucked in, his white pants, and his leather belt.
Remember this in a few years when your old ass 40
I won't have to remember.
Gone.
I won't have to remember because you'll remind me.
Every fucking day
I know you will. I know my ball busting is coming. I know. I'm more than aware, Tim.
Your old ass.
Tim likes to lie in wait. He's not much of a ball buster, but Tim will get you in subtle ways later. Like it might take him like a couple of weeks, but he'll bust your balls later.
Yeah. He'll send you a reminder.
Reminder. I use DI no pumps 20 years now. Great system for flow and go large. Cool. I am coming west. We need to ride the train at Cedar Point. We can ride the train and roller coasters, man. Me and the old ball and chain Jennifer Darrett will come and meet you, and we'll go roller coaster riding with you. We still have that. I wear those gay ass Caddyshack shoes. Hey, dude. Hey, I'm only playing. I wear Salmon myself, sir. I like to go out on the golf course to distinguish. I might be shit-faced drunk and can't barely hit the ball, but, hey, I'm trying,
That's a good time.
I'm trying.
It's a good round of golf.
I'd be bass fishing the water hazards. You know, I used to do a lot of fishing when I was in my teenage years. I mean, that's all we did was fish.
That's all I did.
I mean, I live on Lake Erie. We were always on the
Yep.
shore with
Yeah.
like a 6-pack or a 12-pack fishing all the time. That's all we did. Before we were old enough to drink, we would just get shit-faced and fish. That's what we did. And I just, by the lamp of the glow of a Coleman, a fucking gas lantern, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
that's-
yeah, with the scrotums that hang down.
Yeah. Getting fucking annihilated by mosquitoes. You know,
yeah.
Been there.
eating muffle heads. That was the best, man.
Yeah.
I grew up in a little village of 1,200 people on Buckeye Lake.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Buckeye Lake's like a shithole lake. I don't know if you've ever been there.
I'm
They just
thinking-
redid it, but it's nice now.
What do you guys think? Everyone keeps asking about this outlaw jamboree fucking thing.
Yeah.
What do you guys think we should do? What month is gonna work, man? What
Well,
month's
we got to
gonna
keep
work?
it. We got to keep it out of August because of the huge convention. So everybody's blowing their wad over there.
Yeah. Well,
And so
I
we just
mean,
gotta
we don't care.
coordinate
I
them.
mean, we're not going to the huge convention ourselves. I've seen that question asked here. No, we are not going to Branson, Missouri in August for the big convention. No, we are not. I know I am not. I'm just not. I'm never going back to Missouri. I mean, I'm just not. We did Missouri. We're not fans. I would go back to Missouri if I could just like fly in, stop at that, like we land right in the parking lot in a helicopter and go back
Yeah.
to that barbecue joint. I would do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would not drive out there again and for anything. No,
Man, I say we get a count of guys that actually want to come, and then we
and then
figure
make
it
a
out.
decision. And then make a
Yeah,
decision.
whether we need to get
If you
want
want
to,
to, if you guys want to hook up, if you guys want to hook up with us, like try to get something together in, this year, so we can all get together and just go have a hoot. Send an email to asksqueegee@yahoo.com, man. T-squeegee. Shut up, Mark.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
We
Go
got.
ahead,
I mean,
Mark.
we
No,
kind of.
I was going
Go
to
ahead,
say,
Mark.
due to the fact that this is going to be in Ohio, obviously, then that's going to revolve around your guys. No, Ohio's fine. I'm cool with that. Y'all got amusement parks, and I mean, we kind of said it was going to be in your area, but point is that it's going to also it has to be dictated by your guys' schedules. And I know you're fixing to get busy, so
fixing, boy.
fixing to get busy.
Fixing to get busy.
I mean, look, it's going to be a long weekend. It ain't going to be freaking 10 days. We'll be
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
Yeah. It'll be a nice long weekend. And like I said, all I want is a smoker. I'm flying in with brisket and we're cooking.
Right.
So, I mean, there's so many options you could do in Ohio between the amusement parks, between
Jersey
even
said
Hocking
do a
County.
New Year's Eve event. Listen, man, you don't want to come to Ohio
You
in the
don't.
winter. dude.
Ohio, New York. No, that's like
don't
even
wanna
being
do
in
that.
New Jersey, man. It's
You
no
don't want
fun.
to do that. The only way that could be worse is going further north. Fuck that.
Where's Jersey's in North Carolina though?
But
right?
we should
So he's
like
got
if
them out there.
you see the email there at the bottom of the screen there, asksqueegee@yahoo.com. Just go there. Send me an email if you like consider coming to Ohio. Let us know. I think we should do the first one here.
I'm
And
cool
then
with
maybe
that.
we'll do the next one down where Mark lives. We'll all go to Mark's house. He's got a fort. He built a fort around his house. Yes, you do.
No, ain't invited.
He's got a fort. This guy built
Yeah.
castle fucking walls, man. Have you seen this guy? Did
No,
you see
not
that
even
gate he
close,
built,
dude.
Tim? Yes,
No, I
he's
haven't
full
yet.
of shit. Mark Tater has got a moat and a fucking castle wall
Well, he's got
around
the
his
gators
house.
down there. Might as
Yeah.
well use it.
Yeah, we'll go see Gators. You
We'll
come to
go see
Florida,
Gators.
We're going to see
I
Gators.
think we should at least do something close enough to where guys can at least drive here so we can go. I don't want it to be here, but at least one close enough to where like Columbus is not bad, Akron's not bad. Where Akron's actually really good because the airport's right there. You know what I mean? Everybody can, and you could drive an hour 45 minutes to the amusement park. Everybody could drive there and have a good time. You know what I mean? Get together, hang out.
I'm coming
Yeah.
from Columbus, so I can pick people up from airport
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the way.
So but I'm saying the Akron Canton
Yeah.
airport is right there. Boom, boom, son.
I wouldn't. Sandusky. They got that state place, that state hotel and shit, resort up there by Sandusky.
What?
What's that state? Scioto? Is it Scioto up there?
Kalahari.
No, I'm talking about the state resort on the lake, on Lake Erie.
Fuck, I don't know.
I'll have to look it up. I'll look
Yeah,
it
you
up.
look it up. You look it up. I don't know because
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
August seems like a good time to be in Ohio. Yeah, if you want to come and work. No, August is. I tell you what, August is probably the. I mean, dude, there's so much to do. Put-in-Bay, Cleveland's kick ass in the summer. I mean, there's a lot to do on the shore of Lake Erie in the summertime. There's a lot to do, man. There's a lot to do.
Are we taking wives or no?
Are we taking lives? Yeah, I'm gonna kill anybody that's
Wives.
Yeah, dude. I don't go
Doing the
nowhere
wife
without my
thing?
beautiful lady. I don't know about you. I don't know. I mean, that's up to you guys. I don't give a shit.
No.
You know, I'm sure we'll figure something out. You know what I mean? I'll have to arrange my wedding around that time so we can just get it all done in one trip.
That'd be sweet as shit.
Yeah, just get it all knocked out. You know what I mean?
That'd be a cool way to do the first outlaw get together. Is TJ's wedding.
No,
Yeah.
that's not happening. No.
Henry
No.
is your best man.
Fuck,
And
dude.
Jason
That
Lehman
would be
as
no.
as the
He wouldn't be
pastor.
my best man. No, listen. If if he came up here, he would
Mark's
be
an
marrying
usher.
us. Henry Drees would be fucking officiating the
usher.
wedding. Yeah, he's usher. No, he's the
usher.
ring bearer. Jennifer already thinks we have a homosexual relationship. She already thinks that. And then Mark Tanner had the audacity to talk about his unit to my old lady, man. To my lady.
That's awesome.
He's like, my name's Mark. I'm a tripod. Believe it. I'm like, wow, bro. Come on, man. What do you mean, player? What is that even supposed to mean, dude? What's
I
your
just
gamer
got
tag? Okay.
Just
Ooh,
got
sorry.
off the Aunt Tammy rant, so I had.
Oh man, my Aunt Tammy and fucking Aunt Jackie or something else, man. That video was
that's
pretty cool though, wasn't it? What's his name?
Yeah.
What is it? Casual Cleo on some Detroit radio station up there.
He seemed cool, man.
Yeah,
You
he
should have
did.
get him to
I
come
thought so.
on the podcast.
What's your oh my god, you mean we don't have to pay to shadow the squeegee? Nah, man, we just come hang out, dude.
Yeah.
Just come hang out. That's all we're trying to do here. We had so much fun getting together in Kansas City that we were like, dude, there's no way we can't do this next year somewhere, something.
Yeah, no. And it wasn't about window cleaning. It was about just hanging out, man. It don't have to be window cleaning related.
Dude, we
Right.
didn't even really talk that much window cleaning. It was mostly
No.
I mean, we laughed at people trying to use water-fed poles and do single swipes on windows and shit. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. I was thinking about that the other day. That whole up, down,
That's
move to
such
the next one.
horse shit.
That's not the real world. That's not the real world.
Well, I tell you this. I used to be an avid. The last shooter that I played on PlayStation was Battlefield 4. I played Battlefield 3. I don't know. I can't remember which one of them. I think it was out on the PS3 and then they re-released it on the PS4. Whichever one that was is the one I bought. I bought it twice. I love that game. I played the shit out of that game. Want me to officiate? I can do it through Skype. Dude, hey, I'm not I am not. No, Aaron, we just got done discussing that, bud. We're not going to be at the huge convention this year. I know I won't be. I can't speak for everybody. Josh Schoaf might end up showing up, but I don't think I'm going to go. I just, August, I need to stay home this year. I did 2 trips last year, and I spent a shitload of money, and now I regret it.
I'll tell you what, if it's better, I would assume there's more people at the huge convention than at ICE WCA convention. I would consider going, but my trip this year, like you, T, I don't want to, if I land a big job out of state, that's one thing, but a trip like for the Jamboree is a pleasure trip, and I'm going to do one this year, and it's going to be if we do the Jamboree. Maybe next year I go to the big convention if it's all that it's cracked up to be, But me personally, being in a room with 300 window cleaners is not the funnest thing, It's a big dick
I
show.
I would go up to let's say, if it was a manageable driving distance, I would go to the big convention. I'm not a flyer. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not a flyer, man.
Yeah.
1,000. Aaron Chapman said there will be 1,000 people there this year, which
That's
is,
a lot,
dude.
man.
That's
Yeah,
a lot,
huge.
and I think that's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, it is.
You can't. And what we're doing as Outlaw Window Cleaner, we're not trying to do the huge convention. We're trying to do the unconvention. So while you guys are all sitting in rooms, fucking talking about this is how you squeegee your window, we're gonna be like, yeah, drinking beer and riding roller coasters and shit. Woo! I don't know. I mean, I'm going. I would like to go to one. I know for a long time, Chris L is going to be sad if you aren't there, TJ. I doubt that. He's probably like, God, that guy's annoying. Yeah, Jersey's been watching the show, and Jersey's been watching the show enough to where he's got me to subscribe to his podcast and listen to it when he uploads it. So, you know, to each his. I mean, you know, and that's the way it goes. You know what I mean? Hey, you throw me a little, I'll throw you a little. That's the way it should be. You know what I mean? You know, I'll listen, give him a listen and a download. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about leaving him a review here soon after I get through the episodes. But, you know, hey, more power to you. I tell you this. It's I prefer. I don't know about Mark and Tim, but I prefer this atmosphere. Don't you? Yeah. I prefer the community atmosphere that's going on right now. I prefer it rather than fighting with those guys at Pro Window Cleaning, and we'd rather not fucking argue about shit at all. But you know, you gotta be able to admit when you're a liar and a scumbag, and if you can't admit when you're a liar, scumbag, shit, slack, some bitch, we're gonna bust your balls when it needs. But you're gonna get called out for it. We'd rather not argue. It just seems to be like when people are doing stupid shit, we'll say something about it, and some people don't like that, but we're honest about it. That's kind of like you know, if we see something fucking shady going on, we're gonna say something about it, you know.
Especially when it's one of our own. You know?
Yeah, but to not talking to Chris and Alex over the last month and a half has been fucking awesome, man. You know what I mean? Getting along the last 4 or 5 weeks, we've been kind of going back and forth with Luke, and then finally having him on the show. That's nice, man. You know, it's just cool, dude. You know, that's just my opinion. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the plane, man.
My opinion is this: that
dude, Aaron,
what
you're
it did
a beast, bro.
No, what it did was it united some window cleaners together over an outside force that's not a window cleaner. So you start to see that there is a bond. Whether you agree or disagree with someone all the time is irrelevant. But we all do the same thing. We all get our hands dirty, you know, with what we do, so that we all share that in common. Yeah. You know, we don't need to dick around who's better, who's faster, who's got a bigger pole, who's got more money. Yeah. None of that means anything.
You use this squeegee, I use that squeegee. You sharp, whoa.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I put that post in Pro Window Cleaning, and I don't post there that often because I know exactly what happens. It becomes, you know, it's cool that you go, oh, I got 280 comments and 265 are a fucking shit show. You know, I even sent Chris a message. I go, dude, posting in your group, holy shit.
That's why I don't do it. I mean, I'm over there. Yeah, I'm over there. I'm over there to give you a thumbs up. Make sure nobody's giving Mark too much shit when he posts in there. And just, you know, if somebody posts about something and I know something about, I'll comment. But I don't go back and forth with nobody on there because it seems like that's people's only objective is to stir the pot over there. And some of these guys are just... James Brown, who got your dick t-shirt of Luke? Nobody got the dick t-shirts of Luke. I still have them. They're wrapped up in a bag in the closet behind me. I never sent any of those out. It was just we were just fucking being douchebags. Water under the bridge, people. Water under the bridge. Yeah. You know, a lot of shit has transpired, but I can tell you this. I've spoken to Luke now for, I'd say that since the podcast, I've spoken to him maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and I can tell you right now, I'm pleasantly surprised. We have a lot more in common than I thought we would have. A lot more in common than I thought we would have, which is kind of cool. And reaching out, some of the other guys on YouTube that I've been talking to that have reached out to me since that has happened is, like I said, it's refreshing to not have to fucking argue and shit like that. I don't know if anybody's seen. I think it was yesterday. Kevin, the window cleaner, was talking about, you know, Ixnay and his YouTube channel, and you know, I got on there and tried to talk him off the ledge because I don't want to see you go. I mean, guys, quit being mean to Kevin. Quit being mean to Kevin, man. That motherfucker about to jump off the bridge and shit. You guys gotta stop, man. Actually, I just got a notice. I'm talking about him. He must be thinking about me. But Kevin just posted a YouTube video, so that's good. So he's back. It says Matt Watson is trying to kill YouTube. I don't know who Matt Watson is, but
maybe it's his new guy.
Huh?
Maybe it's his new guy he's arguing with.
The sponge. I was really hoping that you would have like a fucking box of Lucky Charms or something and pull out, or like a tub of Nutella, and like, you know, spread some cheese on a cracker with that new rinse bar you got out of the fucking Cracker Jacks last week.
I'll have to check if we got more Cracker Jacks in the pantry over there.
I added that scene to the. I added that to that promo video for the channel, right? That where you pull the awesome. Rinse bar out of the Cracker Jack bag. That was fucking slick, dude. That might be, and me and Tim had no idea that was going down. That's the cool part about that. Nobody had any idea.
I'll tell you a funny story. Is my wife, when she goes to the grocery store, she's like, "Do you need it? Do you want anything? Is there something you want from the grocery store?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm good." And then I called her. I was working the shop. I'm like, "Hey, can you get me a bag of Cracker Jacks?" She's like, "What? What do you want with Cracker Jacks?" So she comes home. She's like, "Grocery store doesn't sell Cracker Jacks, and I don't want you eating that shit anyway." Dude, I had to go on my phone and find a Target because they have Cracker Jacks.
I like the fact that your wife said no, and you just admitted it on the podcast that your wife said no. I have a feeling that Mark is he is told no quite often. His wife is like, "Mark."
Wait. No.
Wait.
You remember when she came on, she said he gets whatever he wants. One way or another, he gets what he wants. He might have to work at it, dude. I wanted a 40-foot shipping container, right? Because I used to keep all my window cleaning gear in the garage, Right. We only have a 1.5 car garage, and it got cumbersome, and then we parked a car in there and used it for what it is. So I don't want to go in and out with the car there. And
it's because it's a really nice, expensive car. But keep going.
What's that?
Nothing.
It ended up in my shop, all my window cleaning equipment, and that got cumbersome because for a year and a half I worked on getting a 40-foot shipping container. You know what a shipping container is.
Yeah.
Best storage you could buy for $1,500. And I had to get a dog. I had to buy her a dog to get the shipping container. It was a negotiation, But yeah, so that one took a while.
The deal maker.
Yeah.
That's crazy. How much was the dog?
Oh, it was actually, we adopted it. I've never bought a dog.
Man.
All of our dogs are rescues, every one of them. Yeah.
No shit, man.
Yeah, every one.
When Jennifer watches this, or if she is watching it now, she'll like you a little bit more.
No,
both
dude.
my dogs.
We have a
Jennifer
place
thinks you're a
by
piece of shit right now, but I'm trying to convince her otherwise.
I'm not interested in that's your woman. I want to see Aunt Tammy. But no, we have a place here called Big Dog Ranch Rescue. It's like 12 acres, and it's a beautiful facility, no kill. And my wife and son, and sometimes I go up there, and we just walk dogs.
That's cool, man.
There's dogs in certain areas that have heartworm, treated for heartworm, so they can't get excited and you can't run them. But so you could walk those dogs 5 miles, and then you bring them back and you grab another dog, and it's all volunteer. Everybody that works there is volunteer. And so, my wife and son were doing it for a while, and then I'm like, you know what? I want to go up there and kind of give back because we got a dog from them, And it makes you feel good.
Not only is he the richest man in window cleaning, but he is also friend to dogs and cats. Yeah. What a wonderful man Mark Tanner is.
Yeah,
he's also an animal lover. What a sweetheart.
I am. I'm not a hunter.
A man after my own heart.
Yeah. My son hunts, and I'm like, you want to hunt? That's fine, But I'm going to tell you this: whatever you shoot, you're eating it. I'll try to cook it for you, but you're not shooting to shoot. You're going to eat it. So he shot a hog at our camp. He shot a hog, dude, and I followed some instructions, some from some friends that are hunters, and that was probably the worst barbecue I've ever done. I could not get it to taste good. I mean, it's just gamey.
Well, it all really depends on what they're eating too. You know what I mean? But
I'm
a firm believer, and I grew up having to go hunting, and you heard that right, having to, and that's, I mean, if you're just out there doing it just to do it, I mean that, I got to kind of question what's going on. But if you're eating the shit, that's, to me, there's no better way to eat than to go out, hunt your own food down. It's really, you're self-sustainable like that. You're not dealing with factory farming and all that shit like that. That's cool, man. Kind of in touch with the earth and shit, son. Does anyone have any questions for the Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio podcast? Or is anything you'd like to ask us? Ask us here in the chat box if we haven't covered it yet. Send us an email to asktSqueegee@yahoo.com if you want to come up to Ohio sometime this summer and ride roller coasters.
Look what Dave the Window Licker wrote. I named my Sharpay scrotum.
Boy, Jen was right about you and Mark TJ. Listen, man, quit trying to sis boom bomb my old lady, homeboy. He's always like, yeah, Jen, with his little fucking pom-poms and shit.
Oh, me?
No, fucking Jason Lehman all over my Facebook fucking...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like, yeah, Jen, get him. It's like, shut up, dude. What are you guys, girlfriends? God, are you guys going to get your fucking hair done? You fucking douche. Girls' night out. Oh, my God.
Giano.
White night.
Giano. How do some people say a fish isn't an animal? If you have ever cleaned a fish, you know it's an animal. I don't know why anybody would say that. Some people are pescatarians, which means they will only eat fish. They won't eat no turfed animals. You know what I'm saying? They'll eat fish and vegetables, but they won't eat
fish.
I'm not I like some fish. I like perch. Perch is super good if it's cooked right. And my Aunt Tinny used to throw down on this perch batter, and that shit was so fucking good. I like scrimps. I like me some scrimps with my steak, son. Some scrimps. Yeah. But that's about the extent of my seafoods, man. I don't do a lot of seafooding, you know what I mean? But yeah, this podcast is dead. We had like 38 fucking viewers at one point.
And it's dead at 29?
Yeah, it died at 29. We're dead.
29 is higher than it used to be, though.
Yeah, it's higher.
It used to be 17. Yeah, used to. Our average. We're building live viewers by at least 4 or 5 every couple of weeks. We're getting we're starting to get more regular watching, which is cool, man. Yeah. But if you see that email address right there, there is 29 people watching right now. You see that address right there. You can send stories, you can send show ideas, you can send questions. Even if you're just trying to relate something that happened to you, you can leave it anonymous. You know what I mean? Anything. AskTSqueegee@yahoo.com. We will read that shit on the podcast, man. Right, guys? I mean, we love that shit, dude. We love that shit, dude.
It would be much better with more interaction with the emails. We've been asking for emails for a year, though,
James Brown asks, what stage growths are your businesses? Infant, toddler, preteen, teen, adult, established? Like, how long did it take you guys to get where you are at in business? I would say right now, my business is probably an adult, but it's being ran by a preteen. I've got some kinks to work out. I don't feel like I'm quite established. I would say probably teen, not adult. But I'm getting there. I want to add another truck, and I'm trying to decide on how to do that.
For you. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm built for me. I'm built for me. I'm built for my local economy. And I'm not trying to be for instance, all county window cleaning. Peter Artusa. That dude is a fucking savage in the streets. Or Justin Monk. Those guys are going hard body karate. Mark Tanner. Guys are going, some guy, or Josh Schoaf. You know what I mean? It just all depends what works for you is the way. This is what works best for me. But I would like to get to a point in my business where I am just cleaning glass when I want to clean glass. And then I got, and I want my business to be to a point where it can support a couple of families and me and mine as well. You know what I mean? That's where I would like it for it to be. In the next 2 to 3 years, that's what I would like to have it at. And if it's not, I think I might consider selling it. That's where I'm at right now with it.
Out of Florida, let's go.
I might just go down and work for Tanner for a year. Maybe he'll hire me. I might I may or may not quit smoking the cracks. I may quit smoking crack for the job.
Crack.
Come on, dude.
Never.
I like it. It's so good.
Never.
One thing I see is that I'm always a firm believer that window cleaning has, in the last 10 years, has become more of an industry. I mean, and that's from a lot of advancements in the internet and everything else, and companies growing to where, like you said, they're supporting multiple families, multiple trucks, sales force and marketing and everything else. Me personally, I look at some local friends that are one-man operations, and I look back and go, that's to me what it's all about. It really is, because it's less aggravation. As soon as you add an employee and another truck, or two employees in one truck, it's aggravation. And now let me tell you one thing, because I've been doing this a long time. When you add, and people think it's stupid that I'm going to say this, but the employees now that you want, which is 18. Let me let them out. Hold that thought.
We launched full-time residential 2014, February 2014. We sustained that year on that income. By the second year, we were up, it was Joey, me, and another crew. So we had 3 crews. And then by the time we got into our third year, we were at 5 crews. Now we're down to, last year was 4 crews. This year, last year was just Joey and I for the majority of the year. But I have enough work to run 4 crews at all times.
Mark, you were saying?
Yeah, I was saying that the employees that you're going to want now are, let's say, 18 to 25, right? The demographic is 18 to 25. Well, guess what? Most of those
nowadays
are stereotypical millennials, okay?
Yeah.
And you have to change the way you do business to handle those employees that want a break every 15 minutes, live on their cell phone.
Yeah.
Yes, they don't want to get their hands dirty. They demand $15 an hour to start, even though they produce nothing. That is a huge issue. And I see that more and more in not just window cleaning, and anyone you speak to in industry makes me want to just kind of lay back, maybe keep one employee, the cream of the crop job, sell everything off, go home at 1 o'clock again, 2 o'clock every day with more money, less aggravation.
That's where I'm at right now, dude. I'm to the point where I would like to add 1 or 2 guys and just keep it simple. And Jason, Jennifer we are transitioning to that this year. Everyone that I know that's doing really well in their business, their wives do everything, and we just go out and do the work. Mark does all the work, Tim does all the work, Josh does all the work, and all their wives run the business end of it. And that's Jennifer's good. She's a lot more frugal than I am. Jennifer is she's shrewd, so she will, you know what I mean, she'll make sure that shit gets done when it's supposed to get done, how it's supposed to get done. I'm more of a fuck it, we'll get it, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I got it. I gotta stop doing that.
If my wife didn't step in when she did, I think I'd be out of business, but I wouldn't be
as
where I am today, because my company was spiraling out of control because I'm not educated. I'm a great window cleaner. I'm a horrible manager. Okay. I don't like sales. I don't like, when I get a hard on for something, meaning if it bugs me, I'm fucking done with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we were spiraling out of control with so much receivables that my own customers were putting me out of business, and I didn't know it. And I'd go do $10,000 in a restoration job, put it in the bank, and we were broke. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What's going on here? Why is this happening? And you have to go back to basics. And like I said, when my wife came on board 2 years ago, I had about $60,000 in receivables, money owed to me. Within 45 days, because she comes from the corporate world and knows better how to deal with it, she got it down into the $15,000-$20,000. I mean, listen, so
Seth Byers just blew your spot up. He said, I got 4 guys and they're all millennials, including myself. Seth, we know you're a millennial, you fucking mom, Gene Momo.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Oh my God.
Craig hard on the sleeve window cleaning asks any food videos from you guys. Yes, if you go to my YouTube channel, there are videos cooking with T Squeegee. I've done several cooking videos, and as far as meat rubs go, we actually have some Hoggy style barbecue team outlaw rub. We actually have that.
Yes.
We actually have some. It's actually in bottles. The hold up on the barbecue rub is a good friend of mine was designing the stickers, the labels for the barbecue rub, and he's now gone. He's not with us anymore, so we have to start over. So just give us some time. You guys will be able to have some barbecue rub for the summer, so you can rub you up some fucking food. That shit's good. I put it on chicken, ribs, loins, fucking. I put it on prime rib. It's fucking banging, boy. It's good.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Mark Tanner's a bad MFer, dude. He.
Stuff.
I put it on brisket too. Mark Tanner, like if you watch, like I hope he shares more meat videos. Like his brisket, when he cuts a brisket on video, I'm like, this fucking guy. I want to just drive down there and punch you right in the fucking mouth. Every fucking, you motherfucker. They're just, dude, when he cuts through it, it looks like it's just dissolving and it's just, so I just want to punch you right in his fucking face.
Yeah, that's not going to get you that recipe, though. I'm willing to come there and cook with you.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, right. Okay, fucko.
Yeah. But Bill Jordan, Mark, do you pay your guys a percentage or hourly? Okay. My high-rise guys are on a salary. So if they work, they get paid for 5 days a week. If they have a day off because of wind and rain, if we don't find something for them to do, they still get paid for the day. They get 5 days off paid vacation a year, 4 personal days. We're pretty cool about that. They get paid holidays, and they get the same money every week and a raise once a year. I have an hourly millennial who is a huge thorn in my side, who I love the kid or I would have fired him,
right? But
he can't figure out how to get signature slips to my wife by the end of the month. So I turn it over to her. I'm going, dude, it's out of my hands, and you're going to get your asshole torn open right now because you don't have the signatures for 4 car dealerships that you're supposed to do. So your ass better be out there getting those fucking signatures. And I have a route guy who's on salary as well.
Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, the high-rise guys have been with me over 10 years, so they've earned what they get.
See that whistle right there? That motherfucker. He's gonna be self-conscious about that now.
Yeah. I'm trying to hear it.
Dave wants to know, what if your customer base wants you? Would you give the new work to your employees? There's no question in my mind that there are several customers that I have that would prefer me I would just prefer to go do their windows myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the commercial work, whatever, dude. You know what I mean? Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as it's done properly. I mean, you got to fucking watch everybody and everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's.
But that is a good question, because wrapping your head around handing over, like for me, I had accounts that were my father's, so they go back over 30 years, and me putting an employee that's paid a wage to do them I have an issue with that, relinquishing those jobs. So I keep those under my stable. New accounts, I have no problem putting employees there. You know, there's no relationship there with it yet. Residential would be a whole nother ball game, but that's the hardest thing, and I've talked to you about that in the past. When you put an employee on and he's not in your truck, it's hard to wrap your head around that.
Right. I just want to, in closing here, as we're like getting ready to wrap up, we got about another 10 minutes here. There's a lot of new people watching. There's 30 people, between 30 and 38 people watching this every time we do it now live, which is awesome. The downloads are fucking almost doubling, which is pretty kick-ass on the podcast and Podbean. That's pretty awesome. So we appreciate that for everyone. But I just kind of want to cover, something real quick, because some people may not know. Mark, how long have you been cleaning windows, Mark?
Since 1986.
And you've done high rise. You've done pretty much all facets of window cleaning, correct?
When I started, my father's company was a commercial storefront company. Mm-hmm. I used to do a lot of small residential to make my rent. And then my father downsized his company. I worked for a high rise company that did route work and high rise, and that's how I got my training there. Then my father got sick, so I went back to work with him, and we built up a really nice business. He was selling, I was selling, and when I got married or planned to, I said, I need more than to be an employee.
How many years have you been cleaning windows?
That's 32.
Okay,
32,
and
33 years. Yeah.
and you also are. I mean, if anyone's a part of our Outlaw Window Cleaner Network group, you're probably Mark Tanner's probably one of the best guys to talk to about glass restoration. He'll be modest about it, but if you see some of the things Mark does with the glass, it's unfucking believable. Like shit, I would look at it like that shit's fucked. You got to replace it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Mark will make it look like it's brand new almost. It's crazy.
Well,
Tim, how long have you been cleaning windows, and where did you get your start? Just so people get an idea. So Mark's got about 30 years worth of experience here. How long have you been cleaning windows, Tim?
October of '90 is when I started with Ron. So pretty much trained with him all through most of the '90s. Did my own thing. Sureshine came about in '97 as a mainly construction cleanup. 9/11 took us out of business because buildings stopped immediately as soon as that happened.
Yeah.
So that's what I ended up in restaurants, and I kept about 50 residential homes a year, and I did about 3 chains on my days off. And
so you got about 28 years worth of window. I've only been doing it since 2005. So I'm the young buck. I'm the wet behind the ears guy. So I just want to kind of give people an idea of how much experience is on this podcast. It's just not 3 jokers here talking shit. That at least my counterparts Tim and Mark are some very experienced in the business window cleaners. These 2 guys here. These guys have been doing it for a long time. Joshua Schoaf, our 4th man of the podcast, who is hard as fuck to get him. It's like pulling teeth getting that fucking guy on here. But when we get on, Mark's a third. He's a 3rd generation. Joshua Schoaf is a 3rd generation window cleaner. That's all Josh has ever done. So, I just that way people can kind of get an idea where we're at. We all like to, all of us except for Tim, our water fed pole users. Tim's a straight trag guy, fucking banging it out on a ladder. That's just Tim. That's why he's so skinny still and looks still. That's why he's the most handsome on the podcast. He's not the handsomest man in window cleaning. He's like the 2nd handsomest. Seth is the handsomest. He's just Tim's the sexiest on the podcast. Josh might take offense to that though.
Josh is pretty.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty.
Craig said Mark is up with me 38 years in the field. Craig has been cleaning windows for 38 years. There's always that one guy's like, I've been doing it 976 years, you motherfucker. There's always one guy. I'm just kidding.
I want to say one thing. You might hear me piss and moan about it, you might bitch, but I still love it. Mm-hmm. I love going out every day and talking to people and doing what I do. I
enjoy it.
Yeah, I do. I've become more personable just dealing with people. And the thing is, when you get enough years under your belt and enough route work or enough income, you can pick and choose. If someone's not for you or a customer's not for you or, some people can't be made happy. I've told customers, you know what, you're not happy. Mm-hmm. You don't want to pay me, so let's just move on. Yeah. And I don't want unhappy customers. It's not worth the aggravation for clean.
I've read an email. From a guy that said he would rather have a happy uncustomer than an unhappy customer.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the right way?
What did he say? He'd
rather have a happy uncustomer than an unhappy customer.
Yeah, I would agree
because
with
they're
that.
not bashing your name afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
That was that. You know who wrote that? Perry Tate. You guys agree with Perry? You guys are lame as shit. Yeah. So we're reaching the end of the podcast here. I'm gonna come out. I actually bought a new tool.
What'd you buy?
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm doing.
Is it for window cleaning?
It's for window cleaning. Yes.
No.
You guys already seen it. You know what it is. I showed you and Tim before the podcast started. So I'm trying something new out, a new brand and new everything. So I'm gonna try that out, do a video on it. Just nothing big. It's been done to death. I'm just gonna give my take on it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try it out and give my opinion on it compared to what I normally use. So that ought to be cool. If you guys are looking for any window cleaning stuff, you guys know where to go, right? You go to www.windowmagicsupply. That's where you go. That's where you go. Check them out. They are a small business. They are ran by and owned by an actual window cleaners. And they're just so happen to be the people that taught Richie Blue how to clean glass. which is probably lost on a lot of people. But that's where Richie Blue got his start, is the folks from Window Magic Supply. That's where he got all his start at right there. That's pretty cool, don't you guys think?
Yeah,
So
It is, and I find it kind of interesting that people that wash windows for a living own a store selling window cleaning tools. That's pretty cool, you know.
yeah.
Ron always talked about doing
Well,
something
didn't
like that.
I guess you could kind of say the same thing about the WCR guys? Didn't they used to clean glass before?
They owned
Now they own a window cleaning.
They owned all county, man.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
they were all county.
But
See,
this
that
ain't
I'd like
about
to- I'd like to
WCR. This
ask-
is about Window Magic Supply right here. These guys
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here. Window
But
Magic
I would like to have a
Supply
conversation
.com.
with them about, what their opinion is, what the profit margins in window cleaning versus the sales. That's kind of interesting,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be cool. Maybe Richie could. Maybe we could have Richie and them come on one time, or one of them come on. That would be cool. You never
Yeah.
know what we can make happen. And as always, you go to www.outlawwindowcleaner.com. We got some Outlaw Window Cleaner shirts on there. We got some mugs on there. We got some stuffs on there. Go check it out. We got some stuffs on there. We have some wares. If you guys would like some wares, we're gonna get the store and everything straightened out for the spring. We'll have some. We're working on some new T-shirt designs. I'm gonna get the stickers done for the Outlaw Rub. You'll be able to buy Mark Tanner made rub for barbecue rub, Outlaw Window Cleaner rub. But actually, what it is the Hoggy Style Barbecue Team Outlaw Rub, baby. It's super dope. You guys will like it. I love it. I'm an avid meat smoker. I love smoking meat.
I'm excited.
I love smoking it. So
The funny thing is, when I made that, it originally was nothing more than a brisket rub, and then I was like, let me put it on ribs and see what it does.
It does so good, man.
Yeah, and then I gave some to my partner at camp, and he comes from Ohio. He's Amish, dude. Then I'm packaging it for these people because
Right.
they're putting it on waffles. They're putting it on everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude,
Well, I'm telling you
what are
right now,
doing?
dude. I'm telling you right now. Fernando should be getting his rub and T-shirt here soon. I would say he should have gotten it Saturday, but
Nice.
he's got a PO box, so who knows with the fucking mail. But
Yeah.
we'll get that stuff. I put that shit on everything. Yeah, it's good,
Yeah,
dude. It's
that's good
really
stuff.
good. I
Mark's
think
hot
what
sauce.
what happened with my ribs this yesterday, Mark, is I don't think I sprayed them off enough with apple juice. You use straight 100% apple juice, correct? How
Yeah,
often do
yeah.
you spray the meat? Are you doing it like every 30 minutes or every hour? Because I was doing it
No.
every hour. And
Okay,
like,
for the first 2 hours, I don't do it because that knocks the rub off. Okay, so you do it like our processes are similar. I do 2 hours bone side down initially at 225. When I turn them, that's when I spray them, and then about every 25
wait a minute.
minutes.
So you
thereafter.
flip. So you put them in. You put them in for the first 2 hours, bone side down, and then after
Yes.
that, you flip them upside down so the meat's facing
Yes.
the heat source.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Down for 1 hour.
For 1 hour.
Okay. 1 hour. Then
And do you spray the backside of the rib with the membrane pulled off? Yes or no?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. And it's rubbed as well. Okay.
The undercarriage is rubbed too.
Yeah. Oh,
How do
yeah.
you get
Oh, yeah.
How do you get the undercarriage to stick?
Pam.
Okay.
Pam cooking
All right.
spray.
Okay.
But
guys
not.
could- you
See,
could
there's
just
little.
use soy
There's
sauce.
little fucking things. There's
He
little
leaves
things
it out every
You do. You're a fucking douche, man.
Soy sauce to get your rub to stick, guys.
It's too salt.
Yeah, that's what you want. You want that salt.
No. There's already salt in the
You
rub,
need this.
buddy.
You need this
Yeah.
rub. You need to try this rub first, then you'll see
Yeah, I'm
what
gonna
he's
try
talking
it.
about.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
try it.
I'll send him some. Listen,
I'll send him some.
We'll get it. We'll get it.
you remember when you were cooking something? I sent you like a 4-mile long text, and I'm like, he's gonna be so fucking annoyed with me.
You could have just put. I spray it with Pam. You got
Yeah,
no.
but
You got no
listen,
problem
I'll
sending me 40 fucking fart sounds a day, but you can't tell me to put Pam on the fucking ribs, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm with Craig. I put mustard on my shit. Maybe it's an Ohio
Don't
thing.
you-
I
No, I know
put
what it is.
mustard on mine and
Mustard-
then coat it. But I didn't
mustard-
know you coated the rib cage. You didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me you sprayed it with Pam, and you're a short prick.
Yeah, but
Bill, Bill, I'm coming out. Listen. I'm going to get this out before I forget. The Outlaw Window Cleaner shirts that we had for KC Mo, I'm bringing them back because my buddy's gone, and that was the shirt that he designed from the floor up. So I'm bringing them back, the hoodies and the T-shirts, and some of that money's going to go to a little fund for him, but that for his family. So those shirts will come back. I'm going to bring the original Outlaw, the very first Squeegee Life shirt. I'm going to bring it back. we've got the free Richie Blue t-shirts. We've got those still. The Squeegee Life shirts with the Stranger Things kind of style in the front. And I'm going to come out with, I'm working on, I have 2 designs now, Squeegee Life shirts, that I just need to get reworked. I'm just going to have them reworked because I'm not going to, there's nothing I can do about that. The guy that was designing them is no longer with us. A really close friend of mine. He's gone. So I'm just going to change it up. And Tim and I are also working on an Outlaw Window Cleaner podcast t-shirt. So that's going to be super dope. So, just hold on. We'll get her together. You know what I mean? Mark's a fucking douche. I put Pam on here to get it to stick. I forgot.
You gotta wait till next podcast.
No.
Listen, dude, I'm fucking asking, Mark, is how do you smoke ribs? I'm not asking you what are the proprietary ingredients in your fucking rub for your fucking windows so I can, steal your idea. How do you make those buffer pads for your shit? I'm not asking you that.
Listen,
how do you smoke? Whatever, I hate you.
Listen, I want to go back to Pam for a minute. Original Pam. Not the olive oil one, because it will turn your ribs black. Okay? Yeah. The red cap.
Mm-hmm. Why in the fuck would you use olive oil Pam anyways? What am I? Some kind of yuppie?
Saying, because you never know. I did it. No, I did it accidentally, and the shit was black.
Says. Tim's like, I use olive oil Pam. You fucks you?
Yeah.
Don't get the olive oil. Get the original Pam with the red top.
Tim doesn't strike me as the guy that cooks at home. He just like, man, fuck that shit.
Who cooks at your house, Tim?
Cook, bro.
Yeah.
Do you like to do it though? But do you like to though?
Yeah, I love to cook.
So you do?
I grew
okay.
up. I was in the military as a cook. And
okay.
Yeah, they got into restaurants and all that stuff.
That makes perfect sense.
I hated cooking in restaurants, man. That's the worst thing you can ever do.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. It doesn't even look fun.
Yeah.
What's your family doing right now? Like, do they leave the house when you have the podcast so they don't cause any background? I know my 3 kids, my lady, and all 3 dogs are in the living room raising hell right now. I'm just a big mouth. No, they know I'm in here, and normally around this time at night they're all vegging out watching TV.
We're on number 79. They all got it figured out by now. You know what I mean? Everyone knows. Everyone knows that. Hey, I know they're doing the podcast tonight. You know what I mean?
Wednesdays and Sundays.
Yep.
Yeah, they're my lady and my family's pretty nice about me doing this. So I send thanks out to them for letting us do this.
Right.
So. But again, guys, go to AskTSqueegee@yahoo.com. Give us some show ideas, man. I mean, the Bigfoot moment will be coming back soon. I'm actually working. I've got my buddy Derek is working on an intro for me for a real nice snazzy intro for the Bigfoot moment. But I would like to get. There's been some rumors about some guests coming on, and I would like to get a hold of some of these guys that have said they would like to come on the show. Man, send me an email, or me privately. Send me a private email or a private message. Hit me up on Voxer, something, come back, if you want to come on the show, hit us up. We'll have you on the show. We'll talk windows. We'll talk how you got into window cleaning. We'll talk about how you being in the business. We kind of prefer business owners, because it just seems like you got a little bit more to add, you know what I mean? Because you got a little more experience. Yep. Inventors, like Richie, we have Richie on a lot, anything like that, there's only...
what would be good too? Someone just starting their business.
Yeah, someone just starting your business would be cool too. Yeah, well, a lot of guys in the chat could help out. We could help out. But send us some emails to AskTSqueegee@yahoo.com if you want to be a guest. Hit us up. You can hit any one of the 3 of us up. If you'd rather not talk to me, you'd rather talk to Tim, hit Tim up. Maybe you're cool with Tim. You talk to Tim in the background. You don't really talk to me. You don't feel comfortable reaching out to me. Reach out to Tim. This is just as much my show and Tim's show and Mark's show. We're all equal here. So you reach out to any one of us. We'd love to have guests on the show. We love to have topics. You guys have something you'd like us to talk about. We love that shit. You know what I mean? So just let us know, and hey, we'll see you guys. What do you think? Wednesday?
Sunday.
No, it's
Sunday. Wednesday. Today's Sunday.
Yeah, so we'll see
show
you guys.
80, number 80.
Number 80, episode 80. We're gonna have to do something cool for episode 100. We'll have to do something cool. We'll have to do something super cool, like a Outlaw We'll have to figure out what day it's on, what episode that the 100th will be on, and that way we can plan accordingly and really go hard body karate.
100 needs to be a highly anticipated fucking barn burning, fucking thrashing clip from Kansas City that no one's ever seen.
Right?
Pants in the background, fucking explosions.
CGI memes like crazy. Yeah.
Blowing the budget.
What we need to do is we need to have Rob Peloso. You've got 4 outlaw window cleaners here. We can be the summer months. We can be what do you say? May, June, July, and August. Me, Mark, Tim, and Joshua. And then you need to pick out 8 other window cleaners, meme them up, and we're gonna come out with an outlaw window cleaner radio calendar. And we're gonna chip. We're gonna go into business with Rob Peloso. It's gonna be super sweet. What we need to do is have Rob Photoshop our heads onto really nice bodies.
You know what? You know what the problem with Rob is? Here's the problem with Rob, and I love Rob. He's very creative.
Well, he won't come on the fucking show.
He sent me his head, right? Because he's been putting my head on things, and I went to his page, and everything is that cartoon thing that he does, right?
Yeah.
So he sent me his head out of sending the olive branch out, right?
Right.
The problem is, even looking at his page, I know absolutely nothing about the guy.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me. We're kind of an open book here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know anything about him.
I'm laying down the gauntlet. I want fucking Rob Peloso on the podcast. I'm tired of it. He came on for the window cleaner roundtable, and I'm fucking done. Listen, I want you on the podcast. I'm tired of fucking around with you.
Do you see that Rob Peloso with AOC or whatever the fuck her name is?
He's out of control. Rob Peloso is a madman.
Yeah, he is.
But we will see you guys Wednesday. Hopefully you guys come up with a show idea. If not, we'll kind of shop it around in the Facebook group. We're actually going to start tying the Facebook group a little more to the podcast, and what we mean by that is I've got an 18-inch trucker brush. I don't need to. I've got a 12 and an 18. That's all I really need. And when they go on the twofer again next year, I'll just buy another set. But I've got an extra one that Sean Gavin was nice enough to send me 2 extra brushes, because when I ordered 18s, he sent me 12s, and he fucking said, "Hey man, keep the brushes." So maybe I'll give away, but what we'd like to do with our giveaways with the shirts and, extra, like we got channels, like I've got, squeegees and shit that I like to buy and try out, put on the channels. I don't really, maybe I like to keep them, maybe I won't, but if I don't, we'll give them away to you guys. So we're going to try to tie the Facebook group together, with the podcast, and you know what I mean?
Yep.
Send that stuff out. Unless you're from Australia. Fuck everybody from Australia. No, I love the dudes from Australia, because I tell you what right now, the Aussie dudes are hard body karate. We've had Aussie dudes watching the podcast since fucking jump. Since we started doing them live, the Aussie dudes have been watching like from jump. So, we got mad love for them dudes. We got to figure out a way to get shit to the Aussie guys.
That's cheaper.
Yeah, we need to come up. What I need to come up with is an Aussie style fucking squeegee life sticker for those dudes, and just send them down to one dude in Australia and let him pass them out to the guy. Ooh, man, did you hear that, Mark? That was a fucking phoner, and I missed it, dude.
That was a barn burner.
Shit. Yeah, that was a good one. But yeah, we need to figure out something for the Aussie guys. I need to come up with an Aussie squeegee life sticker and send it down there to one, and send like a bunch of them down there so that all the guys can get one. But you guys are awesome. We'll see you Wednesday, and this has been the Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio podcast, man. Deuces, son.
See you guys.
Deuces, son.